How many times am I going to be ready to stream and hover over the stop streaming button before the scene change? I've already done that once. Hello, everyone. Alright. Join the collab call, so whoever's going to join tonight, come on and join. So yeah, I apologize if the scrolling song title text isn't perfect. It took me far too long just to get it to that point, and I just want to leave it alone for right now. Oh, hey guys.
Yo.
So it's just... Okay, it's just you two.
Jesus Christ.
Huh?
I'm in the lobby, and the first fucking message I see, or like post, is with money I can buy all the Yuri I want. God damn it, Splatoon.
Hey, Dennis.
Hello.
Alright, so I don't know who else is joining. Simkey said he'd join late. Also, I wasn't paying attention to anything that the idols were saying, so I don't know if there was an update to who's winning.
Love won the halftime.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's actually surprising because Money won the conch shells. Oh, I see the Yuri guy. Or person. Mr. Johnny, the guy who keeps talking about how much he loves the color green, money, and Irish Springs deodorant, is back. This Splatfest was made for him. So, Dennis, obviously Team Love if you want to join. If you haven't done that already. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Before I join or set up the lobby real quick, I forgot to check shops.
You know, I should probably check shops too. It has been a long time since I last played Splatoon. I think
Yeah,
it was since the last Splatfest.
I think you've also... No, actually, didn't you skip the last spot? No, you weren't on stream for the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm close to finishing the catalog. Oh, I still have Twitter open. Oops. Just fix that real quick. Alright. I'm going to use a double EXP meal ticket. For all of us. Alright.
Yeah, okay.
And the lobby is open now. Alright. Also, guys, I have a new redeem. If you want to drop a metal pipe, you can do that now.
Oh, wait, God damn it, laptop, what the fuck?
Howdy.
My mouse just disconnected.
F.
Hello.
Oh, I sent
Hello.
Hello.
You are hidden behind Dennis. Let me fix that. There you go. Just telling chat that I have a new redeem.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can now drop a metal pipe.
I was just about to turn up audio on the stream so I can redeem it and hear it. Beautiful.
Yeah, so the lobby's open whenever you guys are ready to join.
Up the game.
Also, I've been playing a lot of Skyrim lately, and I've downloaded a couple mods tied to a project called Beyond Skyrim, and they're pretty fucking awesome.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, the main one lets you cross the border into Cyrodiil, the home of the Imperials, and also the setting for Oblivion. And you can go to Bruma, the very first town you go to after Kvatch in Oblivion. And gotta say, was not expecting the gut punch of the ruined Cloud Ruler Temple. That's where the Blade's hideout was in Oblivion, when Martin Septim was found. If you've played Oblivion, seeing it in ruins is a bit of a gut punch, since that's your main base of operations for most of the game. A lot of ass engine outside.
Yeah.
That got picked up on both our mics.
Either Esbern or Delphine mentions that Cloud Ruler Temple was destroyed, though. It's in ruins. Like, you can go inside it, and there are some rooms you can enter, but most of it is collapsed. And there's also some skeletons that are named. Alright, we're just waiting on you, Sinky.
Yep.
But, well, okay, you're right, it shouldn't be a surprise, but whenever I play Skyrim, I don't always do the main quest right away. In fact, it's usually one of the last things I do. And the last time I did anything involving the Blades in Skyrim was when I actually did the main quest in the PS3 version of Skyrim, and that's the only version where I actually did Diplomatic Immunity. So, I've forgotten everything that they've said there. There's also two other mods that I downloaded tied to it. One of them is a mod that adds in bone mold weapons from Morrowind. And, I haven't actually gotten the weapons yet, but I thought it was a cool thing to add. And another one that adds a merchant boat in Dawnstar, where you can buy items from the other regions in Tamriel. So you can get things like Mithril battle axes, Redguard weapons, Khajiit weapons, and Argonian tools.
Nice.
And the cool thing about that is that it adds an Argonian NPC on the boat, who, if you're playing as an Argonian character, will greet you in the Argonian language, and obviously if you're playing Argonian, you can actually respond in the Argonian language.
Cool.
And of course I play Argonian, because, you know, if the game's gonna let me be a gay lizard, I'm gonna fucking be a gay lizard. Is that guy's name just actually Edward Cox?
I think so.
I think so.
His name's gonna be Edward Dawson a little bit.
That is not where I wanted that game.
It was funny in my head. Oh, so, last night I was watching Kohai's stream, and I had to leave early because I was just so fucking tired. And Kohai tried to bully me into staying on stream.
Oh, so.
It's funny.
I honestly don't remember all too well because I was just so tired yesterday that most of yesterday was a blur. But he was just being really silly about it. And the guy he was streaming with was just reassuring me, no, it's okay, Spike, you can go to bed. And Kohai was like, no, you can't. You have to stay up.
Yeah, that sounds like Kohai.
Pity laugh dot wave. Thank you, Owl.
Bye, Hammer? Okay, this guy's just running away from me.
Also, just want to announce that next Sunday I'm going to be doing a special stream. I'm going to play Donkey Kong Country, but every time I curse, I have to eat a ghost pepper chip.
So wait, are you saying that you're gonna eat hot chip?
I am going to eat hot chip, and I am going to be bisexual online. I'll probably have to charge thy phone by that point too. Charge thy phone.
Thy thou needest
Old English for the
chargeth
phone.
thy phone.
God, I swear I read a oh right, is this one? Like medieval version of that once, and I don't remember what it is. Medieval or
I've
like
seen that too.
Victorian era or something. I'll just have to figure out how to actually eat the chips without needing to wash my hands every like 5 minutes.
I already suggested in the VIP channel chopsticks.
Yeah, I don't know how well that'll work, but that is an option. Val also suggested gloves.
Gloves would probably work best, but then you'd have to keep taking the gloves on and off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, hon. I'll figure something out. Chopsticks might be the easiest one. My concern with the chopsticks is when I eat these chips, I try to do my best not to let my lips touch the chip. And with chopsticks, it's going to be much harder because of where I have to grip the chip.
Skill issue.
Dandori
Shut the
issue.
fuck up.
Simply a matter of Dendori.
Fuck off. Dennis won't get that joke because he hasn't played Pikmin 4 yet. You guys are gonna just leave Dennis out of the joke?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that new Intellivision I got also came with a complete in-box copy of Donkey Kong.
I forgot
Oh,
Donkey
nice.
Kong was on the television. I have
It's on
Donkey
the
Kong
Wii,
for
I
the
think, at that
What
time.
even television is?
It's Mattel's second-gen system, similar to like Coleco and Atari.
Ah,
It was one of the Atari competitors, yeah.
Yeah.
oh no. Pingus.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
It's a pretty good system. It just didn't do as well as Atari.
Yeah, I've heard the Intellivision is pretty good. It's just that I haven't... I never really looked into it as much as some of the other consoles from that time, so I don't actually know if it's worth getting for me.
I think it's worth it. And it has some higher quality versions of 2600 games as well as its own pretty good exclusives.
Yeah, I just need to look into it is all, because I just never did that.
Yeah.
I do know
Since this
that
was
there
a bit-
were a couple of Intellivision game compilations that came out later on. I think there was one on PS2, and I think it got a PSP port, but I don't know how good
Yeah,
those
those ones, they're not that good because it's been hard to control them since it's trying to emulate the keypad with all the buttons.
are. Yeah. So is this an Intellivision or an
they,
Intellivision 2?
The original model.
Okay. So the 2 is a
Yeah,
different model, not a different console.
Yeah, the Intellivision 2 is the second model that came out in like 1984, I think.
Oof. Terrible
Yeah,
year to
it's
release that.
Yeah, it was near the crash. But it's got some benefits, but also some downsides, like lost compatibility with like 6 of the games in the library.
Doesn't
As
it
well
also
as
have the stick that does an auto center?
no, that was the Atari 5200.
Oh, I thought that was the Intellivision as well, or the second one.
It just has the original style controllers with a little bit of a redesign, mainly Just changing the buttons a little bit and making them able to be detached from the console. Yeah, Mattel tried to add some anti-piracy stuff to the system, which in turn accidentally made the system not compatible with some official games, including an actual
Wonderful.
first-party one Mattel made.
Yeah, the next
Like,
consoles I was planning on getting were going to be the handheld Evercade and the
Nice.
Playdate.
Evercade's good.
But those plans are kinda being put off right now.
Yeah, the Evercade is good, and I don't really know much about the Playdate.
I got interested in the Playdate because it was kind of an experimental console that a lot of solo devs were making games for, and Keita Takahashi was one of them. So,
Yep.
I'm essentially getting a Playdate just for his game.
Alright.
And then
To,
at some point, Zeno and I will be getting a PS5. We are going to end up getting the PS5 before the Series X.
yeah, there's a few other models of the Intellivision. The Intellivision 3 is just kind of crap. It released during the like 3rd gen. So it's
Zeno,
really out of date and was a budget console.
Yeah. You know, Zeno, speaking of the PS5, we could probably get a good deal around Christmas. By that
Probably.
point,
I'm kind
Mortal
of
Kombat
waiting
1 will
on.
be out.
I'm kind of waiting on seeing if they do actually announce like a slim model, because I don't know if the leaked model is actually a slim or not.
True.
I do know it has a detachable disk drive, and it looks hilarious.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, so you know how the PS5 has those 2 white plates on it?
Yeah.
Basically, the disk drive is attached to one of those plates, so you can pop that plate off in order to pop the disk drive off for some reason. I have no idea why it's designed like that.
Ease of repair, I guess.
Possibly. It could also be so if you want to go digital only, you can go digital only, but still have a disk drive in case you need one. I don't know.
But, like,
Yeah.
Why would you even want to?
Yeah, if you have the disk drive.
It's supposedly the PS5 Slim, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we got
It's
Knights
slim
and
because
Mr.
you can
Krabs.
optionally remove the disk drive.
Sony, yet again, making asinine business decisions.
And it's going to be
That's
funny.
Sony for you.
Zeno and I are going to get a PS5, and we're probably going to play maybe 3 games on it. Because at the moment,
I
the
would get
only
a-
2 games that both of us really, really want for a PS5 is Mortal Kombat 1 and Tekken 8. And the only other one that makes me really want a PS5 is Pacific Drive, which someone I know is working on.
I would literally
Whenever the
get
next Monster
PS5.
Hunter gets announced, that too.
I'd get a PS5 for literally Horizon and like Alan Wake 2 if I don't cave and just buy it on the Epic Games Store, which I don't use.
There are actually other games that I wouldn't mind getting on PS5, especially because, while I do love my Steam Deck, it is not a replacement for a PS5. It can run some PS5 games, but I would just get a better experience on a PS5 than a Series X.
Yeah.
But with the PS5, because games are costing a little more and whatnot, and also because I am trying to curb my spending habits, I'll probably be getting games at a much slower pace than I have now. Especially because, thanks to Kohai, I have actually found a group of artists that I am going to hire to do my new overlays.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I've decided what my new overlays are going to be. It's going to be styled after the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask pause menu.
Which should be cool.
Yeah.
So the television version of Donkey Kong is funny because the game is owned by Nintendo, made by somebody else, published by Coleco, and is on a Mattel system.
What the fuck?
Well, I think Coleco actually had the rights to Donkey Kong at that time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did.
But it is funny.
But it's just kind of funny because they have their own system.
Yeah, they have their own system that can also play Atari games.
Yeah, actually the Intellivision can also play Atari games.
We got a bunch of people in our base.
Oh,
Yeah, and they have me in their base.
they're still in
I'll try to
danger.
deal with them as best I can.
If you want to stay over here, Dennis, I'm gonna work back.
Oh, I've teleported back.
Yeah.
Alright, they blew up the base. One of them was desperately trying to climb up the walls for some reason and was completely ignoring me just shooting at him.
Weird.
Yeah, I spawn camped their roller for a little bit.
So I apologize if I seem a little out of it tonight, guys. We had a bit of a scare earlier that I'd rather not get into on stream.
Yeah, you can. Yep.
If you want to know, just check the Discord.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something I want to talk about on stream, honestly.
Yeah, also, when you look at Atari's business practices, besides just over-releasing games and releasing straight-up prototypes, you can also tell they, for some reason, really just wanted everyone to have their hardware.
Oh, actually, that reminds me, Simki. Have you heard of a G4 cartoon called Code Monkeys?
Vaguely.
Yeah, it's honestly not really worth watching, but if you know a lot about Atari, I would actually recommend watching the first couple of episodes, because the first, like, 3 or 4 episodes kind of sort of deal with, or kind of sort of satirize how Atari was like in the early days, and their relationship with Coleco and Nintendo. They're all fake companies in the show, but it's parodying things that actually happened and how they treated each other. It's a G4 show, so it's honestly not really good, and it has not aged well at all. But the first, like, 3 episodes are funny if you know Atari's history.
That's it.
I actually saw
Yeah,
someone tweeting the other day that G4 was actually a really terrible network, and they're sick of pretending it's not. And
Yeah,
looking back,
that's about
yeah,
right. Yeah, like
That is not where I threw that game.
in
but
Atari
alright.
back then, like the version of Pac-Man that released on the 2600, the one that's really notorious for being terrible, was a prototype that the guy made, the person who made it, made to show Atari that he could make games.
and they just
And when he
released
showed it to the when he showed it to the Atari execs, they pretty much just said, when are we gonna ship it? And he's like, I'm not done yet. They're like, we're shipping it. It's done.
Jesus.
I actually own that game because it was one of the games that my aunt had when she sent me her old Atari stuff. It's boxed.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have a loose copy lying around. But yeah, like in comparison to like the 5200 and even the 7800 version, it's just super bad and basic.
The 2600 version of Miss Pac-Man is actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's mainly because that one was actually finished.
Yep. Still
Would have guessed a
remember,
finished game is good.
shortly after I got my Atari 7800, one of the games I got for it was Combat and Warlords. And I invited Dennis over to show off the Atari. And he was a little hesitant to play the Atari games because he thought, oh, they're a little old, they might not be as fun or whatnot. We played Warlords and Combat. Not only did he have a great time playing both of them, he demanded like 2 rematches of Combat.
It's good.
The game came out in 1977.
Yeah. Atari games
We
are
have
so
a
fun.
crab in our base.
You do?
Crab.
Well, he was a crab. He's no longer a crab.
Oh, he seems to be
Sweet
gone.
spot for massive damage.
I still love that Capcom reference that in Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
When are you gonna get a Atari Jaguar?
Whenever I'm
Best
ready to get
console
Iron
of all
Soldier
time.
and Aliens vs Predator.
If the Jaguar hadn't been like pretty much a complete lie, it probably would have done a lot better.
I don't know about that, but it maybe would have done at least a little better.
Yeah. Also, if they hadn't decided to go with the weird hardware choices, people may have actually wanted to develop games for it.
It does actually have a couple good games, though.
Oh yeah.
Iron Soldier 1 and 2 being the main ones. I know Aliens vs Predator is considered the best game in the system. It's got really good ports of Rayman and Raiden. One of the only console ports of Raiden as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Or which game?
Raiden, the shoot 'em up.
Oh, Raiden. Oh yeah.
Raiden is my favorite shoot 'em up franchise. They might actually be called Raiden. Speaking of,
Yeah.
can we get the other Raiden games on Switch?
Maybe someday. Yeah, and there was actually going to be a second model Jaguar that never released, which was supposed to actually have a built-in disk drive, as well as the cartridge slot,
Interesting.
but it got canceled due to failure.
Oh, I forgot
and
to fucking scrub my Splatfest. It's fine. I don't need
the Jaguar disk drives are they have one of the highest failure rates of like anything,
Jesus.
mainly due to factory defects. Some of them have their pins a little too short, so they're literally just unusable unless you extend the ribbon, or extend them a little bit with the ribbon cable. Actually, Atari has a lot of prototypes.
They had supposedly had a prototype peripheral they were working on for one of the original Ataris, where you could actually play games like Breakout with you just by putting on a headset and just thinking about it. I don't know how true it is, but supposedly they canceled it because it worked and that scared people.
And yeah, I never heard about that one. I know they were working on some wireless tech, but I don't think it was like that advanced.
Yeah, I
Someone
read
left
that.
immediately.
Oh,
What was that?
Someone left
I mean,
immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, good. It was love versus love. It's fine.
Yep.
Well,
Yeah,
That's
more
probably why they
people loved
don't-
each other. The world would be a better place to live.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
I'm
Yeah, like,
warning you with peace and love.
Yeah, like, the prototypes people have found from Atari so far is the 3500, which was an Atari 2600, but the controllers were not detachable and it was supposed to be a budget model. The 3600, which was supposed to be the actual like next-gen console, which had wireless controllers, which it kind of just morphed into the Atari 5200 after a while, because it has the same exact like analog stick design with the button layout, just minus the keypad. There's a prototype attachment for the, well, two prototype attachments for the 5200, which will let the 5200 play 2600 and 1700 games. Oh, nice
Oh,
communication.
well.
Nope.
Okay. Thanks,
And
Nintendo.
just a bunch of prototype games lying around because Atari, that people only figured out because Atari, when they went bankrupt, sold literally everything in their warehouse, including prototype cartridges. That's also why people have the prototype consoles. Because Atari just dumped everything, including just random prototypes, console shells, and stuff like that.
They did not care. They needed money.
Yep. That's also why the Jaguar ended up becoming a dentist equipment.
Wait, what?
The mold for it.
Yeah, Atari sold the mold to the Jaguar to a dentist equipment company, so it ended up becoming one of those like water sprayers.
Oh, that's funny.
It still has the cartridge slot.
Yeah. The cartridge slot just has a fake cartridge in it to patch the hole.
That's amazing.
Plug is open.
People actually buy those machines and change out the shells on actual Atari Jaguars because people like the white shells because they're white instead of black.
I ended up
And
in a
all of
match.
the,
some-
Oh.
Was that?
I ended up in a match somehow.
weird.
How?
I don't know. Didn't all the other three of you disconnect?
Yeah, we all got disconnected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't able to quit the lobby.
Weird.
Alright. So, do
I
we
did
join
coincidentally
without you,
get
or
on a
do we
team.
wait? What do we do?
That's up to you.
Uh... Well... If we join, or just start without him, he won't be able to join us, so I guess we can just try to wait and see if he can join us.
Yeah.
Alright, so we need to talk about something. What's your favorite chip flavor?
Dip.
What?
Hard choice.
Dip.
Dip?
Chip.
No, chip.
Oh, chip.
I can't quite remember what flavor this is, so I'm gonna have to do some Googling, but I have one in mind. But it's not like a standard like barbecue, sour cream and onion, plain.
Oh, I'm
Uh,
specifically asking for some different flavors than that.
It's like I think it's pepper related, but I don't quite remember.
My favorite...
One of my favorites, which isn't made anymore, was a Parmesan and black pepper waffle cut chips that I think Lay's made, but they discontinued them, and they were so freaking good.
The
Shame.
fiery habanero
That sounds good.
Doritos were my favorite Doritos flavor, and they discontinued. That's the word. They discontinued them like over 15 years ago.
Oh, I found it. It's the kettle cooked sea salt and cracked pepper chips.
Ooh,
Ooh, I've
good.
actually had a brand that sells those. Hold on.
I know like Lay's sells them or something.
I feel like salt and pepper chips are actually like a really underrated chip flavor.
Yes. And I like them a lot.
I also like Zapp's chips. They're also kettle cooked. The Voodoo ones are my favorite from them.
Kettle cooked is superior for sure. I prefer kettle chips.
Packy's
Just like the way
tortilla
they
chips
taste.
are also really good.
Oh, tortilla chips are good. I like the tortilla chips where it's like has like a little bit of lime flavor in it.
Oh yeah, those are good.
By the way, Dennis, since we both mentioned tortilla chips, I got a question for you. Do tortilla chips taste better when there's an air bubble in them?
Yes.
Okay, I can't explain it, but the air bubble tastes better than the rest of the chip. I am like dead serious. It just tastes better. So when you get a tortilla chip that's just got a giant bubble in it, that's mine. That is for me.
All right, I made it out of my game. Time to join.
Hey,
Eh,
one other thing too with the Atari is after the dentistry company was done with the Jaguar shell, it ended up getting bought by some random guy in Brazil who decided to start trying to use it as for a scam and did an Indiegogo campaign for a new console that was supposed to play Atari games. That failed, so another company, which took Coleco's name after they went defunct, called Coleco Holdings, made a deal with the guy to do it again on Kickstarter. So then it was the Coleco Chameleon
I think I
and an
remember
Atari
that.
Jaguar shell. Yeah. The prototype they showed off was a piece of cardboard colored in green with circuitry hot glued to it.
Oh my god.
Which
The
one
other
had the
prototype-
prototype that was a shell for their console, like, hot glued to an SNES innards?
Oh, that was that one. So the second prototype was actually just a CCTV camera put into a clear Jaguar shell.
pieces.
And the third prototype, which they brought to a trade show, was a SNES Junior that they didn't hot glue it. They actually fitted it into the shell because the SNES Junior has the same like layout as an Atari Jaguar.
I remember that. Okay, I thought that was the uh, Amico or whatever it was. I think it was from Intellivision for the longest time. I didn't realize that was the fake Coleco company.
Yeah, well, like I wouldn't even call the new Squid Game.
Good game. Also, it's Love V
I wouldn't
Love
even call
again.
the new Intellivision, since it's made by just some random guy.
Well, from what I know, that was actually a legitimate console that we just couldn't get off of it. Because he ended up, the company ended up canceling it because it just wasn't working out.
It's actually not canceled.
Isn't it?
No, it's not. It still looks absolutely terrible, but yeah, they're still trying to release them because they want to keep the money they got and keep pre-ordering it.
Oh.
I mean, it's still pretty much a scam. They had to they kicked out like all of the original like higher-ups and replaced them with people who would actually like produce the console.
Oh, at least that happened, I guess.
I mean, the original guy who bought the rights to make the Intellivision, did the Amico thing, was not even a game developer. He was a musician.
Okay.
Who pretty much stole everything he worked on.
Oh.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, a few people have actually gotten them, and they're really bad.
Amazing.
The only videos I have seen, though, are paid shills talking about it.
Yeah,
I love the, like, one of them was a guy playing a game on it. He's like, these controllers are really great, as he's clearly struggling to press any buttons on it, because instead of a keypad, it has a touchscreen.
Oof.
But it still tries it. And since it only has, it's the same layout as the Intellivision with the, oh, that guy just fell.
No.
With the 4 buttons on the left and right, the keypad and circle pad, but it tries to use the touch screen to make up for like games that don't use that layout.
Yeah, speaking
As well
of
as that game.
gamers, have y'all noticed a weird recent trend of gamers with a capital G saying absolutely dog shit opinions on game developers to the point that it almost sounds like these guys actually just hate video games?
Yeah.
Because I'm noticing a trend of people unironically saying that game developers should be forced to work overtime with no extra pay. And like, these people aren't joking.
Yeah, like what?
Because Lilith, the funny PSX person who did Bloodborne PSX and is working on Bloodborne,
Oh yeah.
did another tweet about how I wish game developers were paid more money to work less hours on shorter games with worse graphics. And she got like over 1,200 quote retweets full of people saying that game developers should work hundreds of hours
Ooh, 1%.
and not be paid overtime. Like, some of the people were clearly joking, but most of them weren't.
Yeah, it's really weird.
There's a new version of that. It's gotten to a point where there's a new version of that old meme of the guy with 2 cakes. Where it's like, game developers say, man, that guy's cake is way better than mine. And then gamers say, man, I can't believe I got 2 cakes. But then the new version is, man, I can't believe that guy's video game is better than mine. And the gamer shoots lasers out of his eyes and says, I fucking hate cakes.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. And it really doesn't help that a lot of games that come out are just really bad.
Yeah, and it's
Really
also
just
not
not
helped by
finished.
random Call of Duty streamers talking about how there's nothing worth playing, and literally all they do is stream Call of Duty on Kick for 24 hours a day. With names like Baked Milwaukee or something.
Yeah. I mean, like, first-party offerings right now, besides Nintendo, are pretty bad. Like, Microsoft hasn't come out with anything good in a while, just mediocre to bad.
Aside from Hi-Fi Rush.
Sony hasn't been doing much better.
Well, Sony's going to invest in like 12 live service games over the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, they're all gonna fail.
Every single one of them. I give them like maybe half a year tops.
Maybe one or two of them will turn out to be like really good and last like 20 years, but 12 live service games is not going to work out in their favor, especially if they don't have any single player.
It's always just worth pointing out that with a lot of these live service games that are coming out, what people are saying about them, Nintendo's multiplayer games aren't really live service. I actually can't think of any that would truly qualify as live service. And the vast majority of them have large player bases long after release.
Technically, Splatoon is considered a live service game.
It's like an anti-live service multiplayer game to me. Because it has stuff that is clearly based on the live service model without any of the actual live service stuff. Like the FOMO and microtransactions.
Yeah. I guess the definition of live services as games have also kind of changed, because live service games, the original definition is just games that are getting constant updates.
Yeah.
Like online games that release and then get maps and weapons slowly released.
It's also
Don't
the
do the
shorter
battle
way
pass.
of saying games as a service, because that was the original term.
Yeah.
Because the whole idea with games as a service is that you stick with them, and you're not just playing a game, you're technically using a service that takes the form of a game. The thing is, so many people tried to do that all at once, and almost none of them stuck. You'd have like one hit out of like 30 failures or something.
Yeah. I think people kind of just combined games as a service and the other term together.
And we're seeing a lot of franchises and genres suffering as a result because of it.
Yeah. Like, as much as people rag on Fortnite, it is one of the better examples because it's free to play. You don't have to buy anything. It gets constant updates with fresh content. Yeah, it still has the issues of FOMO and stuff, but like, it works. In comparison to something like, what came out recently, like Apex Legends, where it's like just random battle pass stuff that you can never get again, and other stuff like that.
The only regular
Overwatch
live
2.
service game I actually play is Warframe.
Yeah, like Warframe. It's an okay example as well.
Speaking of, I actually learned something very funny about Warframe. There is a not insignificant amount of Warframe NSFW stuff out there. And some of the Tenogen stuff, the user-made skins that you can actually buy, are made by those very same animators and artists.
Oh, that's funny.
And in fact, Digital Extreme... Uh-oh. Xeno, I think you turned into a mutant again.
Again.
Yeah,
Yeah, your mic's screwing up. Oh my.
they've actually referenced some of those artists' taglines in their official videos.
That's funny. Yeah, Overwatch 2, that's probably the worst example of live service games so far.
Where they removed the one thing that made it different from Overwatch 1 after removing Overwatch 1.
Yep.
I'm so glad I can
It's like-
actually play my physical copy of Overwatch for PS4.
Yeah, just downloads a copy of Overwatch 2. Yeah, like, all of the new heroes that you have to pay for, they're all locked behind the battle
Hey,
pass, and
Xeno's
they're all
back.
top
Yay.
tier. Welcome back, Xeno.
As I was trying to say, for the Tenogen stuff, they do sift through all all the art made by those artists in order to see if they are actually a good fit for Tennogen. And you kind of have to apply to be a Tennogen artist. So, Digital Extremes, they know.
They absolutely know. Well, when Makari, who's a VTuber now, when she was still a Warframe partner, one of the times when DE raided Makari, they used the raid call of Lewd. Because Makari also does furry NSFW. Or did, I don't know if she still does. So,
Once you
like,
start, you never stop. I like the very muted true.
So
Very
Overwatch
quiet.
2 came out on Steam, and it's sitting at like 17%, mostly negative.
it's actually down to 11% now.
It
is
I guess
the
the new campaign
worst
missions
rated
were
game on
a
Steam.
waste of time. Nice.
Now,
Did-
to be
weren't-
fair
didn't-
to Blizzard for a moment, a lot of
We don't
those
need to be fair to
reviews
Blizzard.
there is review bombing. It's not from people who have actually played the game. So
That's
most of
fine.
them are going to get
It
removed.
deserves it, though.
They do deserve it, however, the practice of review bombing is not really great, and if you're downloading a free
There's a lot
game
of them
just to
nowadays.
leave a negative review, you're kind of abusing the review system. So,
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's Blizzard.
yeah, I mean, it is
But, like,
Blizzard and all, so they fucking deserve it.
Overwatch
It's just
2
that those
is,
reviews
like-
are just going to get removed because Valve doesn't like review bombing, even if it's justified in this case.
Didn't they basically cancel everything that they used to justify the existence of
Yes.
Overwatch 2 in the first place?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because people's first question was, wait a minute, why isn't any of this just an update to Overwatch 1? And then they had their list of reasons of why 2 is needed, and they needed a separate game with a whole separate purchase, and then canceled all those features.
I'm only just understanding Val's question about if our game devs expected to be prudes. Many game publishers do not like that stuff. Funnily enough, Blizzard is one of them. Blizzard at least pretends to hate Overwatch porn. But there are other companies that have famously gone after that stuff, like Nintendo, Disney, even though they're not really a game company.
I mean,
And
if Nintendo goes after that stuff, they do a pretty bad job of it. Let's be real here.
they go
I
after
think
the
they
stuff
get
that's
more.
monetized. So it's actually
Yeah.
very rare that they do it, but they do have a history of doing it.
If you're monetizing it, then they'll go after it.
Yeah, they only do it if you're monetizing it, and in fact, people who have drawn that stuff of Nintendo characters were only asked to take down the ones that cost money.
Yep.
And everything else was ignored.
Since you're technically not supposed to have any paid content using copyrighted characters.
They really only go
Again, I
after
think they,
the ones that gain any traction.
yeah, because I'm like,
But the
Even
thing,
then,
the other thing
no.
is that it's still considered
Nice.
improper to
Oh, it's
even
10x battle.
acknowledge that something you make has porn. So it is unusual for a company to hire or accept work from the very same people drawing porn of their characters.
Yeah.
Nobody is saying this is a bad thing. It is unusual, even though it shouldn't be stigmatized. Lab Zero did that for Skullgirls. They hired a very well-known porn animator to do a lot of the animations in the game.
Oh, that was a Toon Times battle.
Understandable.
One of the a number of scenes from the cartoon Invincible were animated by a well-known porn artist. And New Blood Interactive literally hired people who did porn of Ultra Kill and Faith, of all things.
Interesting.
Yeah, if you guys remember that game from Monday, they hired people who did porn of that. I don't even want to know what it looks like. I honestly do not want to know.
Gianni.
Oh god. He's actually in a furry porn game.
Yeah,
A VR
that's
one.
pretty good.
Let's look in the mirror. Oh, shush. Oh, money can't buy me love.
Actually, Gianni's in 2, funnily enough.
It's more than one. Oh, there is the other one. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, like FNAF clone one.
He actually finally opened up a not safe for work Twitter account. I actually remember when he announced that he was going to be in the one that isn't the VR game, because he was so excited about it.
Yeah, I remember that as well.
Speaking of Warframe, once I finally do the new alternate game mode, the Duviri stuff, I actually would be very much open to streaming that if any of you would like to join. It is a kind of sort of roguelike game mode.
Kind of, sort of. It straight up is a roguelike.
That's cool.
Yeah, the only prerequisite for Duviri is completing Vor's Prize, which is the very first quest in the game. And you don't need to worry about your gear from the main game because you don't even get to use it.
You do.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, so when you originally do the Duviri Paradox, the single-player quest, that teaches you how Duviri works and all the weapons you can use in it and whatnot. Once you're able to start doing the Duviri circuit, which is after the actual quest, the Duviri circuit is the roguelike game mode where you get to use any weapon or warframe in the game. And if you happen to already own that weapon or warframe, it will use your version of it instead. So you get a choice of, I think, 3 warframes at first, and you can up it to 5. And then same with weapons. So if I happen to get a Korra and Corinth Prime for the circuit, then it's going to be my hilariously busted builds.
So it's advantageous to just choose stuff that you own.
Yeah.
Yeah, and whenever I'm ready to do that will be after I actually do the Duviri stuff. I'm trying to get readjusted to the game. It's been a long while since I last played it.
Yeah, it's been a while since I played it as well.
And Warframe does have crossplay now. It's a little annoying to set up, but it does have crossplay.
Yeah, and since there's no cross-save, I can just use my Xbox.
They are working on fixing the crossplay, and then once that's fixed and smooth, then they're going to be working on cross-save.
I assume you remember the idea is, with cross-save and crossplay, that it will get to the point that rather than having to manage a save across multiple platforms, you simply log in and you're done.
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah.
They kind of have to rework a lot of back-end stuff in order to implement that, though.
Yeah, and they're doing it in
Makes
stages.
sense.
From what I know.
Yep.
Honestly, once that's all set up, I'll probably prefer to use my Steam Deck for Warframe, since I know Warframe is actually a popular game to play on the Steam Deck. But I'll still come back to the Switch version.
Yeah, the current thing they're trying to work on in regards to getting parity between the console and PC versions of Warframe right now is the fact that on PC, you can buy Platinum at a discounted price with coupons that you get in-game, and you can't on console. So they're working on getting that working on console as the next stage.
I see.
What was that guy's name? Did that say
don't know.
Cocked Up NT?
I was
Probably.
not paying attention.
All I know
But
is
probably
I
did.
see a Bloblobber, and our battle will be legendary.
Watch him just like fall off the map.
I must find this bloblobber. Oh no, I see him.
Why are there so many bubbles? All the air strikes.
Two arrow sprays meeting each other is like two cats fighting. Two bloblobbers meeting each other is like two Yomi archers preparing a duel.
Yumi Archer, by the way, not Yomi.
I don't know the word.
Got a beacon up. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
it's
Dennis
gone.
just killed the bloblobber. I'm just gonna put it there. No, you don't.
Eked up YT.
Okay.
So they might be streaming on YouTube right now.
SMH self-promoting in my stream.
Wow.
Killed them.
They also seem to be throwing a lot of the Seeker bomb guys. Like
Yeah,
every time I've seen them throw like 2.
They probably have min-max grenades on.
Probably. Oh god, there's more.
Yeah, they definitely have min-max grenades.
And they are mashing that button every time. Jesus.
Ow. Is that him? Oh, yeah, he has like 4 grenade savers on.
Oh, grenade savers don't save him from my goddamn bloblobber bubbles. 'Cause he just ate an entire bucket full of them.
Oh, has anyone here been playing the Quake 2 remake?
Yeah, I've been a little bit. It
I
is
was playing
really
the
good.
N64 maps with bots earlier, and I was having a fucking blast.
I'm really glad they added the N64 content.
Yeah, because those
people
maps
can-
are classics.
Like, nobody even acknowledges the N64 version anymore.
It's the version that I played.
Yeah, like the general community doesn't even seem to know it exists. That's like how they use the N64 as the title screen music for the title screen.
Al says I'm playing the Quake 1 remaster right now. I figured I might as well do that finally. Quake 1 remaster is pretty good.
Hey.
I think I'll enjoy the multiplayer of the second one a little bit, or a little more though. It actually has a
Yeah,
map shuffler, so you can actually just shuffle all the maps instead of having to manually set up each game every time the game ends.
So I gotta bug out for a quick moment.
All right, we'll wait for you.
alright. Yeah.
Give me a
Just
chance.
stop playing.
Yeah, stop.
Or, yeah, stop.
I can also scrub my Splatfest tee. By the way, we are
Good
doing
again.
Quake 2 on stream next week, so anyone who wants to join that can join.
Accidentally hit keep playing because I hit right a little bit when I hit left, so I'm just close the game.
Hopefully the game doesn't yell at you.
It might. They really need to add a cancel search button.
There is.
It's really dumb.
There is, it just doesn't always show up.
Yeah, which that's the problem, is it doesn't always show up. Like, oh, you accidentally hit the button? Too bad, you're playing another match now.
Just gonna wait for Xeno, I guess.
Yeah. There we go. Nope, game did not yell at me. Big splasher.
Friend request from a supposed artist. A professional graphic designer can do all kind of styles. If you want to see
Very
my
real.
portfolio, then check out my team's Insta. Yeah. What servers are you from? Okay. That is a block. If an artist, actually, if any person or user on Discord claims they are anything, and they do not provide a link to that thing, or have it integrated into their profile, it's a nearly 100% chance that it's a scammer or a bot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I've had too many Twitter DMs of people being bots, being like, "Hey, buy something from me." Like, no,
For me, it's usually just
you
sending me crypto
Owen.
information or asking me if I'm looking for a job.
But,
And it's always a group message with like 60 other people.
yeah,
Today, though, I
that's
got
usually
two
fine for me.
different DMs from artists using the wrong name to greet me, and also using generic messages like, "Hey dear, how's it going? Nice profile picture, by the way." Thinking I won't fall for it. Or thinking I will fall for it. Al says his inbox is full of, hey, want to commission me messages. I usually just block and report. I do fucking hate talking on Twitter sometimes, though, because almost every other word is a keyword for these fucking things. You can't use most
Yeah.
curse words, because if you say fuck or ass or something like that, you get a porn bot following you. You can't mention commissions or PayPal or Patreon because you'll get artist bots following you. You can't mention crypto or AI because you get crypto bots following you. You can't even mention mushrooms or else you'll get a bot either trying to sell you shrooms or one that posts weird images to try to scar people who are tripping.
Yeah.
I'm not even joking about the last
Those
ones that
bots are
happened to
weird.
me because I mentioned mushrooms in Mario Kart.
No, yeah, I've seen them before too, because someone like retweeted one for some reason.
I'm back.
There you are.
Welcome back. Hi, Emma. You trying to sit with me?
Oh, is there a kitty?
Kitty cat.
Is kept.
Yeah. Kitty.
Okay.
I was playing with Bandit earlier, just playing, peekaboo with him. I can hear him going nuts right now. Xeno, what did you do to him?
I showed him his cover, as I always do every night when I'm about to put the first cover on him. And he grabbed hold of it and then just refused to let go of it. So we were kind of playing tug of war.
Oh, Christ, motherfucker. Oh, why did I even bother adding that redeem?
You get spooked.
I didn't really get spooked, I just forgot how loud it was.
Metal type time.
I love that fucking sound.
What I love is I have the volume turned down significantly, and it's still obnoxiously loud at that low volume.
As it should be. It needs to be obnoxiously loud.
It's the metal pipe sound effect.
I like the version of the Christmas Just a Week Away meme where every single instance of Christmas is replaced with the metal pipes falling sound effect.
Yeah. Just a week away.
There is a streamer I follow, who I'm also kind of friends with, AzroFox, who has a redeem for that, and one time the redeem broke and wouldn't stop playing, so every 5 seconds it would play. And she couldn't fix it on stream, so she just left it, and for the entire stream there was just the metal pipe falling every 5 seconds.
Oh, that's great.
Lily has another great redeem where if you redeem it, she has to play a YouTube video called 1 Hour of Silence Randomly Broken Up by Bad to the Bone riff. So every few seconds it's just da 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 da. Da 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 da. I think some an AC/DC song.
Amazing.
those weird like meme ones. This one I saw is like 1 hour of World War One battle sounds to relax and study to.
My personal favorite is 1 hour of silence randomly broken up by Lego Star Wars Yoda death sound. So
Another
just
great
silence and
fucking
then-
sound effect.
Yeah.
Also, Beds to the Bone is by George Thorogood and the Destroyers. I have actually never heard of them.
They're pretty much exclusively known for that song.
So I probably have a song to buy after stream. Do like me some classic rock. I remember when I was grabbing songs from my dad's CD collection, since he has a lot of old rock music. One of my close friends, I was talking to her about it, and when I told her what albums I was grabbing, she just sent me an ellipses and said, "Are you going through my dad's music collection?" And then I mentioned NWA, because my dad actually owns an NWA album, and she was like, "Okay, except for that."
And my dad, everyone's from my dad's old cassettes because he kept them.
We have a bunch of cassettes of old radio shows and Doctor Who, and I think Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy on cassette because my dad.
I think the original radio broadcast of War of the Worlds, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of old ones in there. I've actually considered giving them a listen sometime. We do have a cassette player. We have a really good one, actually. My dad just, I guess, collects media like that, especially films. He has the only home video version of Song of the South, the Japanese Laserdisc release.
Oh wow.
Yep. I don't think we have a Laserdisc. Don't think we have a Laserdisc player that works anymore, though.
Unfortunate. They're not actually that expensive though. You can get a Pioneer one for like $40.
Hold on. I only just saw this message. See, you can tell it's on an AC/DC song because it's not sung by a British howler monkey. Are they just gonna let me cover their... Oh no, there's someone here.
Yeah, they're covering our base, too, right now, by the way.
Oh, this map is a mess.
There's so many stamps going off.
Well, I am not saying what
Everything
NWA
everywhere.
stands for. I'm not getting canceled tonight.
Did you mention what cassette player it was? There you go.
Huh?
Oh, what cassette player is it?
I didn't say anything about a cassette player.
You said we had one.
Oh,
And
yeah,
yeah,
really
yeah.
nice one.
I don't know what kind of cassette player it is. I haven't looked at it in forever.
I think it's in the basement somewhere, so we'd probably have to dig it out.
Probably. Especially if you don't use it often. Probably buried somewhere. Yeah, I got some pretty nice ones. Sony DD2. Just like the highest end, pretty much the highest end portable cassette player you can buy. As well
Sony
as,
used to have really good electronics, and now they have a kind of a record of having really shitty electronics.
Yeah.
Actually, from what I know with Sony right now, every single part of Sony is failing except for PlayStation. Like, Sony's actually been losing money for years. Because the only successful branch they have is PlayStation. Nothing else is working right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I also have a Sony Walkman, I think it's WM6 model. That's I'm pretty sure the only one in existence because it's one with Yellow Books branding on it.
Damn.
I cannot find any images of it on the internet, like at all.
I actually honestly want to get myself a dedicated MP3 player. Because I actually like having a dedicated MP3 player because it means I don't have to use my phone all the time. I was looking
Yeah,
into it a few
kind of.
years ago and then never ended up buying anything. From what I know, they still make the Zune.
Yeah, I'd just recommend picking up like a mid-end or high-end Sony one.
Yeah, Senki, if you actually already know of any, if you could just recommend me one. I'll have to look into whether I can
Yeah,
even
they,
connect it to a Linux computer, which I'd imagine I should be able to.
Yeah, Sony ones are usually fine without proprietary software. I
Yeah.
forget their name, but I do know it's a pretty decent, like, Sony one from the 2000s.
Yeah,
I also know of a funny one that's shaped like a bean if you want something funny.
nah. As close as I can get to the iPod video, basically, in shape. Because that's the one that I had growing up, which is now dead. And,
Yeah, I think one of the older Sony ones is like that.
yeah. I'm gonna be honest,
'Cause-
I fucking hate Apple. The iPod was the best thing they ever made.
Yeah, the iPod and Sony's Walkman lines are like the only good MP3 players as well.
Conversely, I think Apple AirPods are the worst thing ever made because now no one has headphone jacks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't you love connecting everything to Bluetooth and then connection failed? Or when you
Hopefully.
Yeah,
low power.
Well,
I still use wired earbuds, and I bought an adapter so I can still use them with my new phone that no longer has a headphone jack because I'm like, I don't want earpods or, wireless headphone stuff in general.
Yeah, I need a.
Because then you have, that's just one more thing I have to charge and one more thing that could have connection issues.
I need to see if I can find where the fuck my old earbuds are. I just witnessed. Simki, did you just see that guy fall off the map? Oh no, he's still there. Oh no,
There was two there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
need
like,
to see if I
I
can
use
find a new pair of wired
find out.
earbuds that clip around your ears because I can't find the ones that I had, and I actually don't think mine are wired, anyways.
Yeah, I use this Turtle Beach headset I got, but it has a the dongle with it, so I can do a. So it's not using Bluetooth; it's using its own connection, but you can still have Bluetooth on. So right now the dongle's hooked up to my Switch, and I'm using Bluetooth to talk on Discord.
That's cool.
So I have game audio and Discord audio at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually really cool.
Yeah,
If you could post the name of that in
recommend
the Discord.
yeah, I'll have to find it, but they're pretty nice.
Yeah. I used to have these pair of earbuds. I think they were meant for people who jog. They clip around your ears, so you don't actually shove them in your ear. You loop them around your ear. They were really good, and I actually had a lot of classmates who asked me what brand they were because they were better than the ones that they had. Because you don't have to constantly clean them because you're not shoving them into your fucking ears. And they don't make them anymore because they got recalled because they had a history of shocking people.
They were Sony, by the way.
Of course.
Because I still have a pair of mine where only the left bud works anymore. And this exact pair is one that shocked me, too, because the right bud shorted out while it was in my ear.
Oh,
So that was fun.
Yeah, I've been desperately trying to find similar ones because those were really good. Mine never shocked me, they just died. Because wearing headphones is not as convenient as those earbuds.
Yeah.
they're all, it's just a Walmart link because that's easier than just copying the name. But that's the headset I use.
I'll have a look and see if I can get myself a Zune or a Walkman or something.
Yeah, Turtle Beach Stealth 700 Gen 2 Maxes.
So I don't think this stuff actually good.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good.
I know that they're
wouldn't
like
recommend
one of the
their low-end
go-to
stuff.
headset brands for consoles.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend their low-end stuff because I've had two of their like lower-end headsets and they were just crap. But the new headset I have right now is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm usually hesitant to buy headsets from big brands because I've had a history of not great results from them, but fucking cheap-ass, no-name headsets last me a decade.
Yeah, I've had a few of those.
The best headset I've ever used that had perfect audio quality both for my mic and the speakers was in a white box with no branding in a bargain bin at Micro Center for $8.
I remember that because I went and bought one like the next fucking day.
It lasted me longer than
It
the
lasted so
wireless
goddamn
Sony
long.
headset that I paid $100 for. Because I'm pretty sure that cheap-ass headset lasted me almost, like, 8 years or something. And then the wireless Sony one lasted maybe a year before it started falling apart.
Gotta love. Like, there's two, like, Chinese products. So there's the absolute garbage that breaks in, like, 2 milliseconds, and then there's stuff that lasts you 10 years and is really good for no reason whatsoever.
The headset I'm using right now is a Bluetooth headset that I got for like $15 on Amazon, and it's from some random ass Chinese company.
I think mine
And
is
sure,
also...
it goes robotic, but dear God, these things work really well.
My headset is pretty
Yeah.
good, and from what I can tell, the mic quality is also pretty good, and these were given to me by my mom. I don't even know what brand they are.
They are. Is it a wireless one or no?
No, it's wired.
The big one that you have to the right of your laptop?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's
Sades.
lagging badly.
What was that?
That's a Sade headset.
Sades.
Sades.
Oh, yeah, I've used them before. It's like my first headset I got for my Xbox One when I first got that was Sades.
Yeah, I
And
have
yeah, it lasted for like 3 years. Actually, it outlasted 2 controllers.
I have like a $10 Sades headset hanging up behind my monitor as a backup whenever I need a headset but can't use wireless for whatever reason. And I've had that thing for like 10 years and it still works perfectly.
Yeah,
Stuff isn't built to
Actually, the
last
main
anymore.
reason I
It's
laughed.
literally designed not to last.
yeah. The main reason, like, the Xbox One controllers, it outlasted them is because the Xbox One controllers' built-in headphone jack is terrible. It's only held in by a little tiny, like, pin, and that easily breaks.
Oof.
Oh, wonderful.
So they constantly just die.
By the way, I think these guys are in a call. They all have similar names. Or at least 2 of them do.
Probably.
I put a thing by their base. I put a thing in their base though.
Hey.
I've been using it to teleport every life because for some reason no one's checking that corner.
SMH my head, they're playing Splatoon with a Discord call.
Yeah, who does that? Only nerds do that. Nerds and losers.
Yeah. Like, also, it's funny. The Dreamcast controllers and I guess in turn also the 3D Sega Saturn controllers, they are incapable of getting drift
Really?
because Sega, instead of using a normal joystick type, they used a magnetic joystick. Instead of being rubber band based, it uses magnets to detect how far it is from the actual board.
Here's the headset I'm using right now. I don't know why it's actually like surprisingly good quality, but yeah.
But yeah, like, yeah, drift has been solved for a long time. Companies just don't want to spend the extra money on better joysticks.
Cheating in online games has been solved for a long time. Just use server-side cheat protection. Nobody uses them because they're more
That too.
expensive.
Yeah, people just don't do it because it's more expensive.
What am I
Now,
hearing
one thing I
out
can give
there?
Microsoft,
Motorcycles. I don't know if it's like an actual
Troglodyte?
bike or if it's a crotch rocket. I'm not sure which.
Crotch rocket?
Crotch Rocket. Yeah.
Sport bikes, like city bikes, like
Oh, those
Suzuki's, stuff like that.
Yeah,
I've heard them
Yeah,
referred to as crotch rockets before, and I can't stop calling them that now.
You may as well. Yeah, one thing I can give Microsoft is they actually started officially selling controller parts.
That's actually
So
good.
if one of your controllers, like, so if a joystick dies for like $20, you can buy in a brand new like motherboard with new joysticks on it, and it comes with the tools to change them out.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So you can actually get first-party parts for those now, which is actually nice. I'm glad they did that because, yeah, Xbox One controllers and in turn Series X controllers have a pretty high failure rate.
I bought an Xbox One or Series X controller, I don't remember which, for my Steam Deck, and I was not able to get it to connect with anything.
Weird.
Yep. Even set up a
Maybe
Windows, I think it was 10 virtual machine on my laptop and it still wouldn't connect to it.
Huh. Did it have its drivers?
The controller updating app could not detect the controller to update it, and also could not connect to the internet, despite the fact that Windows could.
Weird. Yeah, I know they don't work right if you don't have the drivers.
Yeah, I looked it up. That Xbox controller updater app for Windows has a history of just not working randomly.
Oh.
Also, the
I see.
controllers have apparently just sometimes don't connect to anything unless you have an Xbox first.
Oh. Yeah, I guess they do have their like initial setup process they do. So yeah, that's annoying.
It also says Xbox One controllers have been working fine since like 2016, but he had to replace his PS4 controllers. I think Zeno and I have to
Goddamn.
replace our PS4 controllers because they are having some desyncing issues.
Yeah, you're lucky. Because yeah, I've gone through like 8 Xbox One controllers and Series X controllers already.
I have rarely had to replace any controllers in my life.
Yeah, I haven't had to replace any of my old controllers, or like, I've had to replace a few Switch Joy-Cons because I had a bunch of ones that were drift fix.
Val thinks you're
So I've
abusing
had,
your
like,
controllers,
2 sets.
Stinky.
I don't abuse them.
I think he's joking.
Yeah, I figured. They do get used a lot though, because Xbox is one of my main platforms.
It's funny I say this though, because I just ordered a new pair of, I ordered replacement SNES controllers because one of our SNES controllers is cracked. The other one I'm having issues with the Y button, and neither of them can be opened.
Why?
Yeah, we have 3 SNES controllers, and on all 3 of them, there is one screw that the head of the screw is in such bad condition that I can't get it out.
Oh.
Because I
It
tried
stripped at some point and
popping.
just got fucked.
Yeah, I tried popping all of them open in order to clean the contacts and whatnot, and I couldn't open any of them because the heads just got completely stripped.
Jeez.
Yeah, and the seller that I bought the new controllers from is a family-owned online video game store that specializes in retro content.
Oh, that's good.
Every single controller they sell has been opened up, cleaned, and tested. And if you have any faulty
Nice.
stuff, while eBay says it doesn't offer returns, if you message them, they will send you a replacement free of charge, and if that can't be done, they will just straight up give you a refund.
Okay.
So,
I'm still trying to figure out how that one SNES controller even got cracked, because those things are indestructible.
Bal says his brother
Okay.
used to destroy his controllers because he had some serious anger issues. Despite how angry I would get at games when I was younger, and Zeno can probably attest to how angry I would get sometimes, I have never actually broken a controller. Well, not from anger. My PS3 controller was busted for a bit because I kept dropping it, but it fixed itself without me ever touching it afterwards. So, all's well, I guess.
Also DM'd you some links because we were talking about those the 2 Sony Walkman styles, because they have one with the like buttons, kind of like the iPod you were talking about, and they have one that's just a full touchscreen. Those were the 2 that I was thinking of.
Yeah, I'll have a look at those more after stream.
Yeah. I think there's a bit of a higher end version of the one with the buttons. They're not very expensive because people don't buy MP3 players anymore.
Yeah. My, I'll probably end up buying that and Baldur's Gate 3 with, birthday money. And then the rest of it will go towards stream assets.
I miss
Yeah, I've
when
heard
I felt
Baldur's
like
Gate
every
3 is good.
commercial.
What was that, Dennis?
What's that? I was gonna say, honestly, like every commercial would always have a bit where they would specify that you can plug your MP3 player into it, like having like a lot of like electronics and like kids' toys and stuff. Whereas be
Yeah.
like, plug in your MP3 player.
Actually,
Like I think about nowadays, and it's like you don't see advertisements that are like, oh, like connect your phone, you know, sync your
standard now.
iPod. Like they just don't even bring that up.
They
It's just
do if you
okay.
watch streaming services where you get all the weird tech commercials.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but it's just like obviously everyone knows like at this point, you know, Bluetooth usage is widespread. So it's not really
Yeah.
like an advertising point anymore versus when it used to be an advertising point for things like you can plug in your MP3 player, which at that point in time was really just the legal way to say plug in your iPod Touch. Because
Yeah.
I mean, or not iPod Touch, your iPod, because like
Or your iPod Touch.
it's like, yeah, it was just like, you know, sure there were MP3
Yeah.
players, but like why would you have a non-Apple MP3 player where you could get the iPod?
I mean, again, your options were Sony or Apple for
Well, there
anything
was
high end.
Microsoft with the Zone.
Or bootleg.
The Zune kind of sucked though.
Yeah, I'd say I never used one.
From what I've heard, because the YouTuber who does reviews of like MP3 players did a review on one. They're pretty slow. Their buttons are kind of unresponsive, and they're just not that good.
I am in awe of this dude who died and then ran away from me in his base before turning around after realizing he didn't kill me, and then dying immediately to me. Earlier, I used an ink vac on someone of when I was playing off stream, and when he realized the shots weren't reaching me, he just stopped, stared at me, turned around, and walked away without firing. And then I
Oh, I
blasted
just
him.
obliterated someone midair.
I can't believe I killed Ash Ketchum.
I actually still have my Gen 3 iPod that I had when I was a kid.
I still have my old iPod video, but I don't think it works anymore.
Yeah, mine still works. It doesn't get a hold to charge, but if I plug it in, it turns on.
Same,
Hard
which
drive still
in
works
my
too,
opinion means
surprisingly.
it doesn't work, honestly.
I mean, if you replace the battery, it'll work.
True, but
It's just
I don't have an iTunes I can
it's
connect it
just
to.
hard. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Linux.
That's why honestly Sony's a bit better in my opinion, because you can just slap MP3s in there.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I wanted something new. Anyways, is even if I can get my old iPod to work, unless I replace its OS, I can't even use it. You
Yeah.
can slap Linux on an iPod because my dad slapped Rockbox on his iPod. But I don't use Rockbox or Rockbox. I use Clementine. Rockbox is another iTunes-like MP3 player for Linux, which is often
Nice.
used as an app for low-powered Linux devices or whatnot. I prefer Clementine because it actually feels like classic iTunes. There's a lot of different
also
things for Linux.
with the full touchscreen Walkmans, they are pretty much just phone. They're pretty much just phones without data and a really high-end MP3
Oh,
codec.
well. I gotta disconnect.
Also a headphone jack, because phones just don't have those anymore.
Mine does, mine's also kind of old.
Uh,
Yeah. I'll open up a new lobby in a moment.
Yeah, you can also still buy new ones because Sony makes a couple models.
Yeah, honestly, I just want something that plays music. I don't need anything else.
So I'd probably just say like something similar to the style of the first one I linked you to.
Yeah, that does look pretty close to actually exactly what I wanted, as a matter of fact. So we have a moment. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
so
over to look at the other one.
Yeah, I'd recommend that or kind of an adjacent model.
Yeah, the second one you sent me is a little too close to a modern touchscreen device, because that looks like a touchscreen device.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of the NWZ models. Because the NWZ models are all those styles. Actually, there's a few brand new ones on eBay for like $80.
Whenever you're ready, Simkey.
Oh, whoops. There we go. Uh. Actually, if you... Sony actually still makes that model of Walkman that I sent you a link to.
Holy shit, they do?
Yeah. On their official website, you can get a brand new one for like $85. Or $75.
Holy shit, they
Like the
do.
exact same thing. Yeah. The fuck? Why do they still make this? Fucking in stock. 8 GB memory, onboard storage, probably expandable. Even then, not like MP3s take up much space.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that after stream. I got the specifications page up, but I don't think that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, I knew they still made some like high-end ones, but I didn't think they made that model still.
Honestly, that's fine by me. I'm actually glad that people still make stuff like that. I kind of miss being
Yeah.
a little more lo-fi sometimes. Humans were not meant to have everything everywhere all at once like they are now. Or like we have now. Anything and everything all the time.
Yeah.
Everything happens so much.
And
By the way, I actually was just quoting a Bo Burnham song, Welcome to the Internet. I would actually highly recommend listening to it, because he made that in 2021, and it's still relevant. I know that wasn't all that long ago, but nothing has changed since then. It's actually gotten
Far
worse.
off year of 2021.
What was that?
The far off year of 2021.
Certainly feels like it's far off.
Yep.
Like ancient internet history.
Because part of the chorus is, anything and everything all of the time, apathy's a tragedy and boredom is a crime. Because it's all about how the internet became what it is now, where everything and everyone is vying for your attention.
I miss the old internet.
I miss aspects of the old internet. I don't miss how much of a Wild West it was. But I do miss when there were more than 3 websites.
Yeah. Also, those old, like, Internet 1.0 style websites work so much fucking better than modern websites.
Yeah, especially because I have to disable JavaScript
How did they
and,
live?
whatnot in order to actually view
They
most
killed 'em.
websites.
Yeah. Like there's a few people who still make those kind of websites, and like they load instantly, don't have any errors. Have
I
no like
am friends
advertisements
with
or
a
anything.
person who made the best 404 page ever made. That website.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, I'm friends with the person who made it.
Nice.
She's a trans furry, which is the least surprising
Sure,
thing ever.
Yeah, like the the entire like group of the Web 1.0 websites is a bunch of just trans people fucking around, making like old style blogs.
There is a very good chance that if someone is really into old tech or just tech in general and is really, really good with computers and is very, very knowledgeable about computers and does nothing but code dumb shit all day, they're very, very likely to be a trans furry. And I'm not joking.
See. Yeah, this Walkman still seems pretty good. Equalizer 5 band.
Where are you seeing that this Walkman is still available for sale? Because I can't actually find Sony's website for it.
I sent you a link on Discord.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, there you
why
go.
didn't... Oh, it's a different name for the model. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
duh, it's an updated model.
Yeah, it's the same like shell design. It's just an updated version for a bit more modern stuff.
It's a 35 hours of battery life. Good God. It's better than
It's
some
not like it's
handhelds
that
I
high
have.
power. Yeah. Continuous playback music.
The 8 gig
8
of
gigabytes of
memory
memory.
might be a bit of a problem, but honestly, I don't think I need my entire music library on it, and I wouldn't even do that with my iPod anyways.
Yeah. I think you'd probably be fine with 8 gig.
Yeah.
Nope.
It would basically just be
Yeah,
everything that's
definitely.
in my favorites playlist in Clementine.
Yeah, that's the only one that's styled like that. The rest of them are more the phone style ones. There's also a high-end one that's $900.
I can get it in red. I'm going to bookmark it. Thank you. I did not know they still made those. That's actually amazing.
I didn't know either. I was just looking at their website to see the modern models because I know they still made like 3 models, but I didn't realize they were still making that one.
Yeah, my birthday gifts to myself will be that and Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, the more I see of Baldur's Gate 3, the more I desperately want it, because it seems like it might be my new Skyrim. If that makes sense.
It sounds really good. I mean,
I hope it has good mods
I
for it.
kind of really want it to, honestly, because it looks like it's just gonna be fucking wild.
It looks unhinged in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Someone that I follow,
oh god.
they've been
Soda.
posting about it a lot because they've been playing through it, and it seems very interesting. They were doing a playthrough in which they chose a specific trait that allows very unique situations to happen, apparently.
Yeah.
Is
I
it
don't
the
know too
Dark
much about the
Urges?
game.
It's
Trait.
it's the Dark Urge.
What does that do?
Oh my god. So, I've been watching another VTuber playing through Baldur's Gate, and she has the Dark Urges background. Basically, what the Dark Urges background lets you do is have some absolutely unhinged options for dealing with situations. Like, a portal popped up, and a hand stuck through the portal. And you can hear a voice on the other side taking or asking you to, like, just grab the hand. The Dark Urges option, though, is to cut off the hand.
Jesus.
A couple days ago when I mentioned while watching a streamer play through Baldur's Gate, that she bit off a goblin's toe. That was the Dark Urges option. Was to just bite down on the dude's toe and just
Remove
chop it
toe.
off.
And from what I know, the game really does feel like an actual D&D campaign because things happen like, obviously the druid bear vampire sex scene, or going into a barn and walking in on an orc fucking a troll.
The text for that toe option, by the way, was in italics, and I think it said something along the lines of fantasize about what a toe tastes like. Or
Jesus
something
Christ.
like that. Like I said, fucking unhinged.
Is that the new glass hymn?
The Wolf Among Us.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Baldur's Gate 3 besides, well, like IGN's posted, which all they've posted so far is they say the game is good, and they were really excited about the bear sex. Like they made
Well, they
three
also-
individual posts about it.
But IGN also, I think it was IGN, posted about how developers should be afraid now that Baldur's Gate is doing so well, because it's a complete game that isn't all that buggy.
Yeah,
I don't know about the
That's
isn't
one
all
thing,
that
too, is-
buggy part. But they shouldn't be
Compared
afraid
to
of it because
shit
that's
like
what they
the
should be
modern
striving
Assassin's
for.
Creed games.
They should be striving for that.
Yeah, I know, and
But
yeah, the
everyone's
default
been
should
tearing
be
them
finishing
apart
your
for it.
game.
that's what the developers want, though. It's the publishers that aren't letting it happen.
Yeah.
Also, there was one post I saw about Baldur's Gate 3 that I thought was fucking hilarious. So, when you start the game, you create your character, you're also supposed to create your dream lover. And the game makes it very clear that this is your lover that you are creating. One guy was complaining that the game made him, or forced him to be gay. Because when he was asked to make the person you see in your dreams, obviously being your dream lover, he took it literally and made an actual guy that he sees in his dreams all the time. And was complaining that the game was making him gay when he didn't want to be gay.
Sir,
You know,
I think
you
you
say
are
that,
gay.
and You say that, and the first thing that comes to my head is like the viral, like, have you seen this man in your dreams face? Like that kind of freaky, uncanny looking, ugly face.
Yeah.
Oh, I've only seen that, except as a picture of Germa.
It's always
Oh,
Jerma.
no!
Have you seen this man in your dreams? It's like fucking Germa.
My favorite version of that is that AI combined every single serial killer's face into one image, or into one face, and it's just Jerma eating onion rings.
I love the one too, where someone did like an analog horror thing, except it's just a missing person's ad for Germa.
I have
Is it
never
always
watched one of
Jerma?
Jerma's
Jer-
streams, but
he is unhinged.
I
Yeah.
have seen so many memes of him, and I'm like, I do not understand any of this, but I think it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
I've literally,
that's like-
I've just seen the memes and the layers of fear video, and that's it.
I
Yeah, like,
saw
it's
a
just,
clip from the Dollhouse stream where he jumped out a window. He
That's-
didn't jump out
yeah.
a window, actually. He dove out a window, and the glass was still on
Yeah.
it.
You know, the layers
Like,
of fear
the-
one is the one where he's making the baby doll, like, run into the wall.
Oh
And
yeah.
you found the level trigger for spawning it to like the thing that like triggers the
They removed
doll
it
to
in
like
the
pop
remake.
out, and then if you just reverse and go forward at that same spot, it will just keep spawning it in.
My introduction
the,
to Jerma was a video from like 2010 or something. Back before
Yeah,
he
it
was
was old
streaming on
content.
Twitch, where he was talking about all the different kinds of players in TF2, where you got like the two pyros who just installed the game, two sandwich heavies trying to have a picnic, a bunch of engineers spawn camping, a scout with a Saxon's own shotgun who takes the game way too seriously, a bunch of statues in the spawn cycling hats, and then a spy with a dead ringer who's been standing at the enemy base for the last 27 seconds. That was my introduction to Jerma.
Yeah.
And I forgot about him for 10 years and then found out he's one of the most beloved streamers now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you
Yeah,
can
the,
like donate $20 and ask him to do something, and he'll just fucking do it right there on the spot. Like the man is unhinged.
The analog
Val
horror
says that
thing,
he's not
the
actually
bit
all
of
that
it, 'cause it's just a
unhinged.
dub.
It's just the memes would make him seem that way because if you post like out of context thing, it's gonna seem really weird and strange. But it like probably isn't in context.
He just has a very energetic fan base, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, Val said that he's not watched a stream where he is. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, that's two
well, yeah.
very different
Then
things.
I guess he is unhinged.
Schrodinger's streamer is he's only unhinged if you see him be unhinged or something. I ruined my own joke. Shut up.
Would you like to try again?
No, I've given up.
I
Okay,
also
have
wouldn't
fun.
mind the analog horror one.
Okay, so you should also include the part where I said I only watch him rarely. I'm tired. I am sorry. I'm trying here.
There was an attempt.
I found it. I'll just throw it in
I don't even
memes.
think I'm following Jorma. I should probably fix that.
There, I feel like in the memes chat, there's the Germa is missing.
Oh no.
Val says, apology not accepted. You have made an enemy for life. Oh dear. Found another one.
Gambate.
Another one is, though, most of them aren't me.
Yeah.
Me and Val have a special relationship where we'll be like, I make a joke, Val says, I hate you, and then I'm like, okay, we'll be playing Quake next Thursday, right? And he goes, yeah, see you then.
Yeah.
Basically, that's our relationship.
You two just becoming enemies for life and then playing Quake.
Our fight to the death is forever postponed because we keep finding more games to play. We've never played Quake together. Listen, I was trying to come up with a joke on the fly and I had to scramble. It was the first game that came to mind. Well, we could fix that
going to play
next
Quake.
Saturday when I stream Quake 2 Remastered on stream.
Yeah. So join us back.
As opposed to
Perfectly
streaming
timed
Quake 2
pipe bomb.
Remastered off stream?
It's the jokes, you know? That was a perfectly timed metal pipe falling noise. God, as loud as that is, there's something very funny about that very specific sound. Ow.
Oh,
Oh.
rip.
Oh, there goes Sinky too. I just witnessed a murder.
I tried to get some bomb shots up there, but I only got one before I died.
And we can do Unreal Tournament as soon as I get the okay from Xeno to redo the installation on my Steam Deck and finally install that damn patch.
The, yeah, the unofficial patch.
Yeah. I also have to fix
Right.
my installation
It's not even
because
the
it's
unofficial
currently
patch.
using Xeno's bots, which are too mean.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I upped the intelligence of all my bots back to what I had them on when I could still play Unreal Tournament. And
Oh.
they are mean, they are very smart, and they are rude.
Yeah, I had them be a little more varied than how Xeno had them. Xeno just made all of them mean. And there's like a
to
handful
tell
that
you
are
how
meaner than
rude
the
they
others.
would get.
But
I actually had the bots like be spiteful from what it seemed like, because I usually played capture the flag, and on the map Diamond Sword, I liked taking the lower path between the bases. And I kept taking that so many times that eventually the one bot that I kept killing while in their base showed up down there and was waiting for me.
He figured
And
out
when I
where you're
killed them
going.
again and just kept doing that, eventually they started going into my base instead from that path.
Unreal Tournament's bots for something special.
Yeah.
Oh, you want special bots? Battlefield 2142, I believe it is.
Supposedly, you
Battlefield
can get
Bots
it working.
in that
Something else.
fucking game.
Supposedly,
I kept
Zeno, you
going
can get that
across.
game working now.
Oh, I know. I think it was the Sayus Canal map where I kept crossing one part of the bridge and I kept running across this one bot nearby there. So, of course, I kept murdering him every time I went past him. Eventually, he started showing up with better weapons. And I kept murdering him. So then he showed up with a tank. And I took down the tank. That happened a few times. Then the fucker hunted me down in one of the walkers just to kill me.
Well, I guess that's
Oh.
good timing. BRB, I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Will never forget that goddamn bot.
Zeno, I think you also got a bug out because of Bandit and the birds.
Yeah, I just checked the time, so I got a bug out too.
Yeah, and I'm also actually going to bug out because I would like a snack. So I'm just going to put up the BRB thing. Dennis, entertain chat while we're gone.
I'll probably actually just not say anything.
All right, then you get to sit in awkward silence. I'll be right back, guys.
Yes.
I'm back. Oh, there's like no one here.
I'm just waiting for everyone to come back.
I see. Lit. Might as well check stores. Catalog level. Sure. Wonder when the second DLC is going to come out for Splatoon 2.
What's up?
I wonder when the second DLC is going to come out for Splatoon 3. The side order has been announced for a while, so I haven't seen anything else of it.
All the information it should be coming out before December 31st, 2024.
Ah. It will show up one day. Because yeah, the first DLC of just here's the Splatoon 1 hub world was pretty disappointing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to the fact that it basically just feels like gonna go for an Octo expansion again, which will
Yeah.
have Splatoon 2. Because I felt that Splatoon 2's single player content was very unremarkable.
Yeah, in comparison to the Octo expansion.
And then Octo expansion was like my favorite thing in the franchise because it
Yeah,
had a good vibe. I liked the protagonist. The story was interesting, and the final boss is like the best ever.
Yeah. And this game was good too, since it did pretty much just an Octo expansion for its campaign.
It basically did Octo. Yeah, it just did Octo expansion, but for the Inklings rather than the Octolings.
Yeah. And it still came out pretty good.
Yeah, no, I very much liked this the single player content for it a lot too.
Yeah.
Because it felt
Oh well.
yeah,
Hey.
I felt the with base Tune 1 and 2 like single player stuff,
Hey, listen, man.
either it just felt like it was kind of boring almost because the levels never really stood out, and when it was just like a bunch of stuff void, it was kind of like whatever.
Yeah.
But it was just more or less like it was basically like making a whole game around, I guess the best way to describe it would be the Super Mario Sunshine secret level aesthetic of just
Excuse me.
like float. I
You're
mean,
just
probably
kinda
the best way
floating
I can
around.
describe that, where you're just floating on little islands, hopping around,
What's going on?
doing
What are you guys
Yeah.
talking about?
random stuff and obstacles. Talking
Splatoon
about
campaigns.
the Splatoon 1 2 campaigns feeling kind of subpar, and then Octo expansion being like the best thing in the franchise. Because
Yeah.
The 3 campaign was really
it took,
good too.
and then the 3
Yep.
campaign was also very good because Octo expansion kind of embraced the sectioned level gameplay type thing and made it more about like individual challenges rather than like trying to be like a campaign. It was more about like
Yeah.
very unique gameplay segments in short bursts, and then 3 continued that. It's also why the worst thing about Splatoon 3 is the bonus level that's like half hour long, with like no checkpoints. It's like pro expansion and single player Splatoon 3 were great because they were basically unique gameplay challenges in shorter bursts, and had a very free-form way of doing it, where it was you chose what you wanted to do, and having a very interesting hub world to explore for Splatoon 3 also made it that a little more helpful, because like I liked the sort of gradual progression of cleaning off the areas and getting access to more stuff.
Yeah. Look, actually,
So
it's
I'm
kind of
assuming
funny.
side order is
And,
going to be basically like Octo expansion.
If I can interrupt for a
Yeah.
moment, listen, man, Splatoon is going well tonight. We're actually winning more than we're losing for once.
yeah.
All
It's
right,
also
I'm
kind of
back.
funny because
Alright.
welcome back, because the way the Splatoon 3 hub world was set up, like I think it was area 4 I 100%ed, and when I got to area 5 I was just able to clear the whole area because a lot of spots you weren't supposed to get to, or no, I wasn't able to clear the whole area. I was able to open up all the levels without clearing anything because I was able to use like jump around the hair.
Lobby's open.
because they didn't seal it
Yeah,
all
that
the
was
way.
the thing too. Yeah, that was the
Because if
thing
you
too, is
really
like
wanted
you
to,
can bypass a bit by if you were clever with your platforming, you didn't need to clear off as much as technically intended. But it
or
wasn't
any
like a
at all,
glitch or
depending on the
anything. It
area.
wasn't like a yeah, it wasn't like a glitch or anything. It was just if you were good at platforming, you were kind of rewarded by getting access to the levels easier.
Yeah. I mean, some of them felt like a glitch, because one of them I actually
Mm.
fell down and still died from the hair, but it respawned me on the downward area instead of back
Oh.
up top.
Mm.
Like, well, that
I
works.
think I did that too.
Yeah. It's like you hit the ground, but it counts you as at the bottom of the area, even though you died.
Yep. I abused that in a couple of games. I know I abused a similar thing in one of the Xenoblade games where I jumped and died from the fall damage, but I landed basically on a landmark. And because I discovered the landmark, it then spawned me at that landmark.
I love doing that in games. I was doing that in, well, not exactly, and yeah, I kind of did that in Breath of the Wild as well, like, just trying to find spots where I could land in water from, like, high up.
I don't
Oh,
do
yeah.
something exactly like that, but I have done a similar kind of thing in Ocarina of Time. Do you know the final block puzzle in Dodongo's Cavern? Where you need to go around the entrance to the boss room so you can put down, or move a block on a higher ledge down to where the switch is in the center of the room?
Yeah.
Well, the game only when you die, the game doesn't check where the block is. It only checks if the switch is pressed. So if you stand on the switch and kill yourself with bombs, when the save reloads, the block will be on the switch because the switch was pressed when you died. So clearly you moved the block.
It just doesn't check for whether or not the block was what pushed it.
Nope. Because I mean the switch is pressed, so clearly you pushed the block.
Yeah, which is probably their assumption when they programmed it like that.
Yeah.
'Cause they totally could've
Similarly,
programmed it
if
to
you
only
get
detect the block.
I think it's the Shadow Medallion, early, it'll give you all it'll give you all the medallions before that because the game assumes if you've gotten the Shadow Medallion, you've done all the other dungeons.
Yeah, which is a fair
I always
assumption.
really like those. I always really like those things because it's like it's always interesting to find out like those kind of unique programming quirks about games.
Yeah.
Where it's like that kind of thing where it's like, oh, if you have this item, clearly this must mean that you must have these things, and if it doesn't, if there's like something in the program, because I know like the way that's programmed is it's like a failsafe that if for whatever reason your game by error does not register that you have these items that you should have, there's like a failsafe to make sure that you actually will have those.
Yeah. I mean, it's not even really that much
I
of
know
a
the
failsafe. It's more
Pokemon
just
games are similar.
I know
yeah,
another
it's more
funny
just
thing
the
about Ocarina
programmers
of Time.
assuming. Like, I think it's partially somewhat of a failsafe, but it's also just the programmers assuming, like, if you get this item, you're clearly at this point in the game, so set link state as this point in the game.
Plus, it's easier to program for like one case versus like the game checking for each individual like medallion, or like I mean again the Pokemon games do this. I think it's like there's I think in Gen 3 it may only check for like the 7th badge or something, like the 7th and 8th. Like there's some like unique things like that where it's like only checking for a specific later one because there's no
Yeah, why
way
would
to
it
get
check
that
the
one
earlier?
without doing all the ones before it. So
Yeah.
it's obviously much easier and shorter to program that checking more specific cases of like, well, why do we need to check for 1, 2, 3, and 4 when you can't get 5 without those? And so you check for the
Yeah.
5th thing, and that's just saves
Just like some
time and money.
Another thing about
or even
Ocarina of
like
Time,
obscure stuff.
the beams of light in Ganon's tower, the way they work is when you first enter the room, they load in. If you leave the room and then re-enter it, they load in. If you leave the room and re-enter it, they load in. But as you've noticed, I missed a step. They're not actually programmed to unload when you leave the room. So you can just endlessly generate copies of them. To the point where if you generate enough copies by opening and closing the door over and over again, it'll actually unload other things in the room, including the marble block blocking the door of light. Meaning, if you do
Original
that enough, you
barrier
can actually
skip.
skip getting the golden gauntlets. Essentially.
Yeah. The Paper Mario 64
You can also
is
skip
similar to
through
that.
the barrier there.
There's
It's actually
Paper Mario 64. There's a block you can hit that will, like 5 hits, it spawns a block. 10 hits, it spawns a block. 100 hits, it spawns a block. But if you hit it for long enough, it causes an integer overflow and starts spawning the blocks again. So if you
God.
sit there, I think it was estimated that it would take 446 hours to cause the game to crash from just sitting there hitting that block.
That was Strider, wasn't it?
I know that
Yeah, Strider.
Of course.
I know that causing a like memory
Let's try to-
overload like that is also one method on the Wind Waker barrier skip for speedrunning.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it is an outdated method at this point, but I swear I remember like the very first instance of them actually finding the barrier skip was on the Wii, specifically on the Wii U version, and it had something to do with like shooting like an obscene amount of like arrows or something.
Yeah.
Like
And the
there
main
was, it was like yeah, it was
reason,
like it was something like that.
The main reason the game deloads and stuff is so it doesn't crash.
Yep.
Because
So
like
pretty
deloading a
long.
couple objects
Otherwise,
so the
it's
game
the
doesn't
memory
crash,
too much.
it's fine. Like you probably wouldn't notice like a rock missing, but once you get it too high, then it's like, well, the floor's gone.
I love just
Goodbye,
little things
barrier.
like that no one would ever really expect to find or even like really think about much. And then you just have
Yeah.
one YouTuber who just spends their entire life finding little tidbits like that. Like there's one Goomba in Super Mario 64 that you can't kill because of a really, really specific quirk with enemy placements. In Bowser
Oh,
in the
isn't this like
Dark
Hitbox
World,
placed too low?
in Bowser in the Dark World, there is an actor in the level which is a trio of Goombas. The problem is, the trio of Goombas are, in one specific part of the level are placed in such a way that one Goomba isn't actually on the platform. So, because
Yeah,
of the way
he's
the
fun.
game places objects, if it is in the air and is not programmed to be airborne like a Goomba, it'll immediately drop to the nearest possible floor for it to be on, which in this case is below the kill plane. So there is a single frame where that Goomba spawns because a trio Goomba actor is loaded, and then that specific Goomba despawns because Mario's too far away from it. If you try to go down below the kill plane to where that Goomba is, it won't spawn because you're too far away from the trio Goomba actor. Which means it is the sole enemy in the game that you cannot kill under any means.
And it's not like he's even real in the first place.
Yep.
Because, yeah, they accidentally just made it so that, like, I get why it's programmed like that to just always have him on the floor, because why would a Goomba be in the air? There's no reason. Air Goombas aren't in 64.
Well, it's also just the way the game handles actors that are placed that are not supposed to be airborne.
Yeah.
So,
I got that guy, Xena.
Oh, yeah.
this dude's name is I Love My Duck. Isn't that an old meme or song or something?
Oh, I think so.
Maybe they
Yeah,
just
like-
really love their duck.
Is it? I swear that's like an ancient meme.
Oh, we fucking destroyed them.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah. That
Wow.
one guy that was in the top left area, Simkey, I kept getting him to turn around because he kept trying to shoot the bubbles from the blob blobber.
Was it
Oh,
says kind of reminds
yeah, he
me of
came
why
out-
they didn't use falling animations for enemies on Dark Souls.
Yeah, he came out around the corner to try and shoot your sprinkler, and I just hit him with a fucking explosive shot.
I
Wow.
kept throwing that up there to distract him because I knew he would just fucking go straight for it because Splatoon players share a
Yeah.
single brain cell.
Yeah, I don't think he'd realized I'd joined in with throwing shit at him.
He was up there for a while too. I just kept fucking distracting him, and he just stayed up there.
That's funny. So yeah, like, because I'm watching Strider's old videos, like another one of those funny, like, integer overflows is when you're baking a cake in Paper Mario 64, it is perfectly acceptable to bake it for 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be 30 seconds, but eventually the integer overflows and goes back to 0. And then you can cook it for 30 seconds again.
Yeah, those men were bullying children tonight. They've had it good for too long.
So when baking a cake, make sure you bake it for 1,000 years.
Make it nice and crispy.
Yeah, you gotta
Well,
make
you know
sure
what
you
they
have
say,
like 10
if you're gonna
generations.
bake a pretty cake... Oh god, how's the song go? I already forgot. What the fuck? I had it for a moment. Hey, Mr. Sharky, wasn't I playing with you earlier? Oh no, it's
The only
Care Bear.
the only way to finish the cake is to either the only way to finish the cake is to figure out immortality or have like 10 generations of children.
The N64 that is not to be touched until the cake is finished. It's an heirloom passed down generation through generation.
Just an N64 with the fucking like permanent generator strapped to it.
We cannot let the light falter, my children.
The 1,000-year cake must be finished. A new Paper Mario game, Paper Mario and the 1,000-year cake.
I never know what kind of random bullshit is gonna be said on the stream. Also, rip all those guys, Jesus Christ.
Okay, yeah, they're gone.
If it's a 1,000-year cake, does that mean that it gets to be served with ancient tomb bread and sarcophagus juice?
The mummy juices.
Yes.
Shout out to the fact that the reason why
mummy
there's so
juice.
few mummies left is because rich British people kept eating them.
Yeah. Also, there was not only that, there's a paint color called Mummy Brown.
Oh god.
It was made of actual mummies.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
British people be normal challenged, not clickbait impossible.
So they'd grind down the mummy's bones and like, whatever else was on them, like the rags and stuff, and turn it into paint.
Oh, what
Which
country
made
are
this
you
weird,
from?
like,
I'm
dark
from the
brown
UK,
color.
but why?
Wait, Simki, did we both just use the ink storms at the same time? Oh my god, we
Yes,
did!
we did.
Jesus Christ.
You are getting rained on.
Oof, ouch, my bones.
Simki, you almost died on spawning, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah, on this map, this is my favorite area to sit with the Bloblobber because it's a very defensive weapon.
Someone behind
Care
you.
Bear,
I
you
do
really
it,
gotta stop trying to run over arrow sprays.
Still learn.
This is
Yeah,
like the
Care Bear
third time
doesn't
this
seem
dude
very
has just
good.
waltzed up to me and not tried to stop me from just unloading my entire clip on his face.
Oh, he ate several buckets from me.
He's not the smartest. He ate a few buckets for me as well.
Like, you can fucking fling. Use it. Jesus Christ.
No, run over. So, yeah, you know about the whole, like, mummy's curse thing? Like, people kept dying after entering tombs.
It was a fungal infection. Fungal
Yeah,
and
it was
bacteria.
fungus, just reacting with the newly introduced oxygen.
Yep.
They released spores when oxygen was introduced to them, which the explorers breathed in and died.
I read about a science professor who had a totally terrifying theory that nobody could prove wrong. His theory is that oxygen is actually slowly killing us.
I mean, high concentrations of oxygen is toxic to humans,
Yeah,
but it has to be high concentrations of like O1, I believe.
yeah, because we're not meant to breathe in anything other than O2.
I had
I
a
think
teacher once
O3
who
can do
said
it
that
too, but I don't remember.
it is possible for humans to breathe in nitrogen, but eventually you just pass out and then die. Because it can
Yeah.
be processed, but it doesn't have what you need in order to actually live.
Right.
I swear I've played with some of these people earlier.
Yeah.
I definitely
Wouldn't be
remember
surprised.
someone named Sushi Knife.
You know, it
Sounds
looks like
like
all the
that
people that are on our team are familiar too. I think they might have played with it before.
Yeah, I don't know who this
Yeah.
Dennis guy is. I bet he's a kid.
Oh, God, the fucking Splatana stamper's laggy.
Of course.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I'm very dead.
Bro, you wouldn't.
They
You
threw-
could have gone into the base. Why
Oh
did
my
you turn
God,
around?
why does-
Welcome to the fantasy zone.
The fuck
Get
is
ready.
happening?
Oh, Flicky, thank you for subbing with Prime.
Simki,
So I
what
got-
happened to you?
So I got 3
Wait.
ink strikes thrown at me.
Flicky, do I
A
know
vacuum
you?
cleaner shot at me, and one of the like grapple guys fucking started coming at me.
Flicky, do I know you? I swear I know someone named Flicky, and your profile picture looks familiar. Do I? Have we met before?
Literally the entire enemy team wanted me dead.
Yeah, that's kind of what happened to me in the corner. A little, like, grapple ability thing. Someone did that towards me, and then turned around and was going to do it again towards me, as I see a reef slider coming straight for me.
Oh god.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
they
have a
wanted me
terrible memory,
gone.
so maybe you've been in chat before, and I just can't remember because I'm just terrible with names. But I swear I know you from somewhere else. Actually, don't know if they're even in chat right now. Oh, that is definitely a laggy Splatana.
Yeah.
Oh! Okay, you are who I thought you are. Okay. Welcome on in again. Yeah, it was you, Flicky. Sorry, a lot has happened today. Bad memory is not helping.
I'm worse with names than you. So
Were you?
I feel I'm worse than yeah. Excuse me?
Yeah,
How could you forget me?
I've
Well, that
never
was
met you before
unfortunate.
in my life.
Who is this?
Yeah, no, I feel.
How did you get
I
in
feel
this
you
call?
when you said that though? Because I'm like, yeah,
Dementia gaming.
I will have someone tell me their name and I will forget within 5 minutes.
I don't think this dude
Yeah, they
understands
can't.
how to use the zip slider thing.
Yeah, I don't think he does. Yeah, I love the one YouTube channel. It's called Dementia Gaming, and every video they post is called My First Video.
Oh, God.
It's terrible, but I love it. Yeah, we're having fun, Loki. Yeah, the dude, Zipcaster, that's what it's called, he went into our base up top. We can't get back up there. He could have just stayed up there and covered turf, but he came right back down. Like, I don't understand. He could have stayed where we can't even reach him. I do not understand Splatoon players sometimes.
My brother in Christ, you are a Splatoon player.
So are you.
Yes, and?
I don't understand you. Why would you choose
Good.
to be a Splatoon player?
What?
Was there more to that, or?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, don't know how I just got reminded of this, but, saw, I think it was Cheap Ass Gamer on Facebook asked, what game would you love to play for the first time again? And everyone's saying God of War 2018, Final Fantasy X, Metal Gear Solid. And I just said Outer Wilds. That's a game you can only play once, and I don't think I'm ever going to forget that game. Everyone should play Outer Wilds. I love watching other people play Outer Wilds, because I've essentially become Dennis, where I watch other people play it to see what they do and how they explore things and whatnot. And it's always great seeing that nobody has a consistent experience with the game.
Yeah.
I was watching someone
That's what
stream
I
it
like
for the
about it.
first time, and there is a specific tower in a specific vortex somewhere that the person got to without even knowing it was there on accident, because they accidentally landed right in the center of it. And I'm being as vague as I can while still saying that.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the chat was freaking
funny.
out because that is a pretty significant sequence break. And then there was the other person who went straight to the most threatening planet in the game and died about 5 times.
Pro player.
My playthrough was me managing to blow up my ship in very
Your shit.
interesting ways.
Oh, you blew that up too?
I'm blowing everything up.
Ah!
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
some roller on the enemy team.
Game? There we go.
There we go.
Oh, there we go. That took a bit.
The thing is also funny about Outer Wilds is that I did something in my playthrough that was in the correct order, and someone who was there to give me any tips if I needed them told me about an area that, hey, you're kind of missing a very important mechanic here. And I learned how to do it in game, and they were like, oh, I never did this.
What?
Yeah, they somehow missed a very important bit teaching you how to do something because they did it accidentally. Try to be vague,
Love when
because even though I did
people just
stream the
miss
game,
stuff.
I do not want to spoil too much for anyone who hasn't played it. But Lord PSI 99. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
No. We're fucked.
That's our own team.
Oh wait, it's Team Love though.
It's
so.
lovey love. Yeah.
Peace and
No,
love.
this match
Peace
doesn't
and
even
love.
matter.
I'm warning you with peace and love.
I'm warning you with peace and love. Peace
No
and
more
love.
fan mail.
No, no more fan mail.
Yeah, you guys have fun. I'm gonna cover the base.
I fucking love that. He goes,
Is Ringo Starr a national treasure?
Yes.
yeah. I just love the fucking, like, warning you and peace and love just don't go together at all.
Al says no, he's British. You know what? That's fair.
Accurate.
See, just that kind of juxtaposition just makes me think of this one video. I think these are two, like, Indian guys. One is in a car and one's outside of a car, and he's like, bloody bastard, fuck you, fucking fuck off, fuck you. Okay, have a nice day, goodbye.
I love that video.
Get him.
That is not where I wanted that, and I fell. Oh god.
Well, your thing killed someone.
Thank you for the Luigi.
Wait, my sprinkler actually helped kill someone, or the ink storm?
I think the ink storm.
Holla.
Oh my god!
They didn't stand a chance!
Fucking obliterated! Jesus Christ.
There's someone coming down from spawn, and me and Xeno just focused our buckets on him.
Oh, I just killed someone.
This
randomly
is a
too.
bucket.
Dear God. Oh
There's more.
God, I am so sorry, Ziggy. Jesus Christ. Oh, you got Lord Side again. Oh my god, I just killed someone again. There's just 2 fucking ink storms going off, Jesus.
Guys, I don't think they're doing too well. Are we just bullying
Yeah.
a bunch of kids?
I don't think they
I
have-
think we found the weapon combo.
No, we're bullying a bunch of
Christ.
gamers.
Oh, that's not different.
Oh, there's someone getting in the back.
Wait, no, we're bullying a bunch of gamers. We're bullying
Got 'em.
toddlers, though. Not kids. Right?
That's disrespectful to toddlers.
True. Oh no, for these guys it seems appropriate.
Oh, I almost killed
Leave the
someone again.
billies.
Jesus.
I like that.
Like, it's fucking funny, the guy falling and just bucket.
Oh, you meant to say bully the billies. Little Timmy. That's what Alpha Rad calls kids in games, little Timmies. Little Timmy's, Billy's, Tucker's, all the same. Pretty much. What's the female version of Little Timmy? I would imagine it'd be like Susie. Little Susie.
Probably.
Sally. Okay, that too. Billy is also sometimes a woman's name. That's true. Billie Eilish. I almost said Billy Joel, and that is not the right Billy.
Incorrect,
But yes.
Billy.
Billy
Billy
Joel.
Piper. That was the other one I was thinking of. She was in Doctor Who.
She was great.
She was.
Oh no, we're getting this map again.
Oh god, it's Piss Wizard.
Alright, then.
Oh Christ.
Can y'all have normal names, please?
This wizard.
Catfish
Ouroboros.
16.
Oh no,
Oh,
I
God,
feel like that's
some
actually
Ouroboros.
reasonably normal.
I see the word Ouroboros and I'm getting Xenoblade PTSD.
The snick.
Really? Because that only gives me joy thanks to Inscription. Best card in the game.
I understand both of those references because I've played both.
Shit.
Well, at least we won't be in the endless now because this match will be over in 2 minutes and 28 seconds. It's a reference
God.
only Xeno's going to get.
Yep.
And let's get away from me. I'm trying to
Aim.
here.
Grimkey, what happened?
Lasers.
Oh.
All of the killer whale things targeted me. those just like 6
Ow.
killer whale things from all my angles.
They have a radar dish under the bridge.
I'm on the bridge, so have fun.
Thank, dude.
You're welcome.
Got your name for a moment. Oh, that was piss wizard.
Oh god, killer whales! Nope, 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 nope. That was literally all of them.
Oh, I traded.
Ow. Swaggy clam blitz.
Oh, obliterated.
There's some behind us, Cena.
Yep. Oh, I almost got him.
Oh, that's why that guy's so fast. The 52 gal has a bunch of speed increases.
Ow.
Oh god.
Young
Oh god,
Hunter.
more killer whales.
I don't like that title. That wasn't what I meant to do. Ow.
Okay, well, we got obliterated. Jesus.
Your Honor, Splatoon 3. Death.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do about that 52. Gal, they just kept rushing me.
Oh god.
Oof. It's one thing with the Explosion is if they're in close range, there's not much I can do.
Yep.
Guys, I think we did really well that match. I don't know about you.
Why does Piss Wizard have the title Glistening Forehead?
Oh, I don't like
I
that.
do not like that. Oh hey, I'm almost catalog rank 20.
I'm
Hey.
catalog rank 87. I'm actually looking forward to finishing off the catalog so I can spend the rest of the month playing Warframe.
Or as we sometimes call it, Woofram.
Yep.
Houston.
Wolfram and Manta Hunter. Zeno and I play those together a lot. Yeah, I'm still trudging through Skyrim. I'm kind of taking my time with it because Skyrim is not a game I play to beat. In fact, I usually just ignore the main quest. I just like to get absorbed in the world. I love Skyrim. I'll probably end up loving Baldur's Gate 3 as well, because it seems like it's everyone's new favorite RPG.
Potassium.
Chris, get the banana. Potassium.
Fun fact about potassium, it's stored in oil because if it touches oxygen, or not oxygen, sorry, it reacts with water and it just fucking detonates.
Yeah.
So
Potassium's
if
funny.
air touches it, it just fucking explodes.
If you eat enough
It's
bananas, it'll just
fun.
give you potassium poisoning and kill you.
Takes quite a lot,
Bananas
though.
are also the most radioactive fruit.
That's a disturbing fact to just know off the top of your head.
I mean, like,
They are, though. They are the most
Yeah.
radioactive fruit.
Like,
I mean, the bananas we eat anyways are the only kind of bananas we can eat.
Xeno
They're
just
also
saying
not
that
even
out of the
the
blue just
original,
makes me think of that
species
of a
of bananas.
meme. like
Yeah.
from Family Guy, where Quagmire sits down and says something, and Peter's like, "I just sat down. Who starts a conversation like that?" That won't stop me.
Also,
'Cause I can't
banana
read.
flavored things. That flavoring was created before the modern banana was created. So banana flavored things are what bananas are actually supposed to taste like,
Interesting.
Oh,
because they're based off of the original species of bananas that went extinct.
I see.
I also know
It's
that
like banana
modern
flavored
bananas are
Laffy
actually a
Taffy, or
seedless
Laffy
variety.
Taffy is actually what bananas are supposed to be like, which is why it tastes nothing like banana.
Banana.
I long for the original banana because banana flavored things rock. And
Need to bring back
we
the
cannot
original
have them
banana.
anymore.
I wonder how long until we bring back Banana Man.
Dude, I'm not even sure if capable of getting back the original banana, because I don't think anything was saved.
Nope, nothing was.
Shame.
This is truly our burning of the Library of Alexandria.
As a history nerd, I am so pissed that the Library of Alexandria was burned.
I actually don't know the history of that. Oh wow, they actually killed me.
It was just a big library.
The Library of Alexandria was the greatest ancient library, and it was burned completely to the ground. And there were thousands of records in there of like ancient civilizations, ancient people, medicine, technology that is just completely
Basically,
lost.
Who
pretty much
burned
the
it?
equivalent of like the Library of Congress.
I don't
Accidental
remember.
fire, I think.
But yeah, imagine if everything that was stored in the Library of Congress was just gone.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the Library of Alexandria.
There are some companies that are trying to get Internet Archive shut down, and that would be a Library of Alexandria moment.
Yep.
Oh god, yeah. Yeah, the library apparently. That's what it was. Yeah, it wasn't actually like burned. Apparently, it did have a very slow decline due to just Rome in general trying to get rid of scholars and knowledge.
Oh, wonderful.
It all comes down to Julius Caesar.
Yeah. So like, it had been declining a lot, and most of its stuff was actually destroyed by the Romans. Its burning was caused to, or not even its burning, its destruction was caused due to a attack by Paul. I don't even know how to say that, but multiple attacks by a different place. Just ended up destroying it in the crossfire.
Well, Blue's playing Splatoon now. Shout out to the last time Blue joined a Splatoon stream, and the very first thing we heard out of them was the Fitness Grand Pacer test.
That was funny.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you pulled up the Wikipedia article, Simpy.
Yeah, let's look through that.
I did the same.
That word, Ptolemaic, I believe, is the one you're
Ptolemaic,
looking at.
See, I didn't, because I'm streaming and I'm semi-professional. He says, as if he wasn't scrolling through Twitter during the last loading screen. I seem to have
Of all
another
the,
tweet, so I was just checking to see how many notifications I had.
What is this tweet that you refer to? I'm not familiar.
For the
post,
record,
not a tweet.
someone I follow, Casey Sloth, who is a very good content creator, just randomly, out of the blue, tweeted, "Fuck Jamie Oliver." And
I mean,
tweeted,
yeah, but like, why?
apparently it was nothing in particular, she just really hates him. But I
That's fair.
Oh my God.
replied with my
Blue
favorite...
eater.
I replied with
Blue
my
eater.
favorite Jamie Oliver moment, which was when he had a bunch of kids and he showed them how McDonald's chicken nuggets were made. And they were all grossed out by it because they literally take the giblets, basically, and blend them
Out.
and then solidify it before they fry it. And he's like, okay, now that you kids know
Blue eater.
how chicken nuggets are made, would you ever have them again? And every single one of them raised their hand. You can see his soul leave his body.
I mean,
do not
you know,
care.
if someone asked me, would you have Jamie Oliver's cooking, I would not raise my hand, so.
She also posted an excerpt from one of Anthony Bourdain's books, where he talks about just how much he fucking despises Jamie Oliver.
Jamie Oliver is like the butt of celebrity chefs.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I know some people don't like Gordon Ramsay, but he at least has some ounce, like some modicum of, like, a sense of humor and respect. From what I
Gordon
know,
Ramsay hates Jamie Oliver so much.
And I-
Even
Gordon
Ramsay
knows
hates him.
you, Gordon.
He despises Jamie
Gordon
Oliver.
hates Jamie Oliver so much.
From what I understand, Jamie Oliver is just kind of a little bitch baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, at least Gordon, from what I know, is, like, a good person. And, like, if you actually meet him in real life.
Yeah, he's only
Yeah, he's
like that in the
actually
American
really
shows
a
because
good
producers tell him
person.
to be like that.
Yeah. They get more
Well,
views.
they're
because of
also
that.
edited to only show the parts where he's angry.
Yeah, because if you watch
Yeah.
MasterChef, he's perfectly calm for almost all of it.
Yeah.
Also, America has
generally the
worse
most
food
reasonable person
standards
in
than the UK, so he probably gets angry
Yep.
because of how lax some American restaurants are.
Yep.
Yeah. America's food standards are way, way lower.
Now, that being said, the
In
British do
comparison to,
still
like,
eat like
UK
the
or
Germans are
Japan.
bombing.
The British eat like the Germans are still flying overhead.
Beans British versus beans Mexican.
I'm feeling full of beans.
I was eating those beans, Max. Those were my beans. I was eating those beans! I can't wait to finally stream Life is Strange just so I can get a new clip of that. Life is Strange, the first, like, 2 episodes kind of have janky writing, but it gets better by the final episode. However, that moment, it lives rent-free in my head.
That one was episode 3. Actually, no, yeah, that was episode 3.
Yeah,
I forgore.
it got better as it went on. I actually feel like a lot of people were way too harsh
Or
on the whole game.
monkeys.
Because it's actually a really good game with, I guess, somewhat not great writing at times. But as a whole, it's just really good. It's also got some really clever puzzles. I still need to play the sequels.
Of
Life is Strange, the game I'm talking about.
yes. You do need to play Life is Strange 2.
Yeah, I also actually recently installed Tell Me Why on my Steam Deck to stream at some point.
Yes, play that one. It's so good.
Yeah, I got it because it was free during Pride Month. In fact, it goes free every Pride Month. And it features a trans
Yep.
lead, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Well, considering it goes free on Pride Month, that makes sense.
I'm gonna hunt this bastard down until I kill him.
Oh god, they got it fucking obliterated.
I don't know when I got distracted. Ow.
Now their rollers, their big swig rollers lagging.
Zmin says, oh yeah, since
it
we don't even
always
know
the
where our food
rollers?
comes from, compared to my friend in Ireland, which is shocked since he knows where his food comes from. Yeah, I mean, like, there was that whole thing about pink slime. Actually, since Zoomer started entering the workforce, they've been posting on TikTok and other sites about what fast food actually looks like before it's cooked. Like the McRib from McDonald's. It looks disgusting. It's just a frozen slab of meat, like some kind of unidentifiable meat.
Yeah.
And then there's stuff like ham.
Taco Bell.
Or not ham. No, yeah, sliced ham is. Someone referred to it as a pork
ham?
prism because it's not just pork sometimes.
Steamed hams?
You mean the ones that are clearly grilled?
Hey, mine.
The funny thing is, though, most of that shitty food, like ignoring restaurants that Ramsay and other people like, God, who's the guy from Kitchen Impossible?
Robert Irvine?
Robert Irvine. Ignoring the
Yeah.
restaurants that those people or those two have had to save, most restaurants in the U.S. you can actually get better quality food if you don't go to the big national chains, because it's really the national ones that will find any way to cut costs.
Local food. Like, local places are usually way better.
Like, there are local places that are essentially fast food, and it's still better than national chains.
Yep. Still love, like, one of the best, like, Chinese places where I am just looks like an abandoned insane asylum inside.
One of the
That's how you
Best-
know it's good food.
Yeah.
one of
Especially
the
if
best
they
hot
have
dog
those-
places in Chicago is a little dinky shack in the middle of like 3 roads, and you can tell it's good because there's always a semi, a cop car, and the shittiest fucking pickup truck I've ever seen parked outside.
If you walk in and behind like the counter where you would order, there's their menu that has a bunch of crappy overexposed pictures. You know you're in for some good food.
Oh yeah.
And of course,
Yeah,
in
like,
Chicago, if
it's
they
just-
say it's Vienna beef, you know it's good.
Yeah, like, it's just this little Chinese place in, like, the middle of nowhere that's run by some, like, Chinese immigrants.
Because I feel like people who are not from Chicago do not understand that local places here literally advertise that they sell another company's products. And that is a selling point.
You know a company's product is high quality when, like, just random people or random local businesses are advertising it.
It's like raising the American flag with another flag. Every single restaurant here that has Vienna beef stuff has their logo and a same-sized Vienna beef logo, if not bigger. Because Vienna beef is the #1 meat supplier here for hot dogs and burgers. And in fact, they actually have a restaurant over by their factory where you can just buy Vienna beef products.
Yeah, also with food standards and stuff. America's, like, soda standard is also a lot lower than, like, Mexico.
Oh yeah, Mexican
Soda.
Coke is amazing.
Because in Mexico, you have to use some actual cane sugar. You can't use high fructose corn syrup like American sodas do.
Dennis, years ago, didn't you see a commercial like supporting high fructose corn syrup, and it was like your body can't tell the difference?
Yes, it was like this whole like campaign to sell like the American public on high fructose corn syrup, and it was like commercials that would have like like a cheery narrator going saying things like, "Oh, your body can't tell the difference between like regular sugar and high fructose corn syrup because sugar is sugar," and be like, "Oh, sugar, glucose, same thing. High fructose corn syrup, biology." Like they're just spitting out like random buzzwords and saying
If you
dumb
say
stuff
enough
like
buzzwords, people will believe you.
Head
It's
on,
like-
apply
it's really just
directly
like-
to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead.
despite the fact that different sugars have completely different chemistry to them, Your body can't tell the
I
difference.
literally took a class
Sugar
on
is
that.
sugar.
Like, no, it's
It's like,
not. High
that's not,
fructose
it's
corn
not,
syrup.
it's not correct.
Like,
Like,
high fructose
glucose
corn
and
syrup is
lactose
way
are both
worse than
sugars.
cane sugar.
Sugar that your body uses for energy is not sugar that you put in food. Those are two very, very different things. Like, all food you eat is converted into sugars that your body can actually handle. The sugar that you put in, like,
Not
sweets.
all food. Carbs.
Carbs.
Carbs are turned into sugars.
True. Well, my point is that they make it seem like they're all the same kind of sugars when they're not.
Yeah, like lactose and glucose. Glucose is standard sugar. Lactose is sometimes referred to as milk sugar. And yet there are lactose intolerant people, but there are no glucose intolerant people. Because it works completely differently.
Oh, but your body can't tell the difference because sugar is sugar.
Fuck, I've been
High fructose corn syrup, Daryl Jones tractor John Deere. I don't know. I'm trying to do something. I can't do it.
like I've been lately. I've actually been seeing ads for like propane and like gasoline as being a more sustainable option than solar and wind.
Thank
Oh
you,
my God.
Lizard Man.
Because because all the gas companies are starting to worry about just getting destroyed because
So
they're
you're saying
ruining everything.
you got an ad for propane and propane accessories?
Yes. But like propane is a much more renewable energy source than wind.
No, it is not. It is the exact opposite of renewable energy.
Yeah, like it's way cleaner and quieter, and it's like, what do you mean?
Can we do two
What?
more matches?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
down.
Sure.
But you gotta love when you can tell how like those are starting to pop up because those companies are worrying that they're gonna be destroyed because they really should be.
Yep.
Like, oh
getting
fuck, we gotta get
desperate.
people back on our side. Let's just lie to people.
Yeah, Rip Dale Gribble, or at least his actor. I have never seen much of King of the Hill, but I kind of wish I had watched more of it.
Oh yeah.
Could watch it at any time.
Well, I mean, I could. It doesn't necessarily mean I am lazy.
From what I know, the show's held up pretty well.
You might say I am a lazy lizard. Man, I don't know. Yeah.
There wasn't a them.
Pocket sand.
Pocket sand.
Pocket sand.
It's too late. You're not allowed to watch it anymore. Oh shit.
Yeah, from what I know, King of the Hill held up pretty well.
Yeah. Well, from what I know, it was
Yeah, it
trying
was
to be
pretty
the
fun.
more conservative version of The Simpsons, except it was making fun of that kind of family and over what The Simpsons was doing.
Yeah. Like it was making fun of the like conservative family.
Yeah, it was a much more lighthearted way of making fun of them.
Yeah.
Because, like, from what I understand, Hank really wants the best for Bobby, but he just does not understand Bobby at all. Because Bobby is, like, not really the rebellious child, but he's... From what I know, he's, like, the odd one out of the family. Because one of the episodes that I did see was him getting a purse. Because he just really wanted the purse. And Hank just could not
Oh yeah.
handle that. Yeah, Hank does get humble and learn. I also have seen a lot of memes about how, Oh, actually, we talked about this before with John Redcorn. With the whole cannibalism thing. That his tribe committed cannibalism or something. And he's the father of Dale's son. Because he's just like fucking all the women in the town. Of course, the main thing that I see repeated all the time from King of the Hill is the well done steak bit.
Yeah. Also the clean burn in hell.
What's the well done? What's the well done steak bit?
I believe it goes something like... Okay, I don't remember how Hank is describing the steak, but he's describing a medium rare steak. And he says, oh, that's pretty good, well done, or that's a pretty good medium rare steak. And Bobby goes, what if people like their steaks well done? We asked them politely but firmly to leave.
Oh, yeah.
I think about that every time I remember that Trump likes his steaks so well done, they're basically bricks. Yeah,
I don't know
speaking
how
of,
the
it's
fuck you
very
eat
funny
those.
to me how it's always the conservative, especially conservative suburban people who say that flipping burgers is a no-skill job. And every time I think of that, I also think of how so many conservative suburban dads will grill a burger so much it becomes a fucking slab of charcoal on the grill. And there's this one guy on Twitter, I'm not gonna name him because I don't even remember his name, who insists that the only thing he ever eats is steak and water. And someone asked, what would you do to a Wagyu steak? Now, if you guys know what Wagyu is, it's a very beautiful marbled steak. It's basically the best kind of slab of meat you can possibly get. He suggested tenderizing it and cooking it sous vide.
Why?
You do not do that to Wagyu. You respect Wagyu. And you'd think
Yeah,
someone
that's
who
right.
does
You're-
nothing but eat steak would know better.
Well, because they forgot the side of ketchup to go with it, of course.
God.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, so I can't even like name drop him if I wanted to. But he's one of those self-identified alpha males.
And that man's name was Jamie Oliver.
I still love how all those alpha male people cite a discredited science experiment.
The dude who made the experiment discredited
Literally
because he was like,
discredited
yeah, maybe
by
I
the
shouldn't have
actual
studied
guy.
captive wolves. And what I pointed out once was, you know, if you call yourself an alpha male, what you're actually saying is that you're aggressive when you're cornered. Or aggressive when you're in a tight space.
Yeah.
And some guy replied to me, calling me a beta male, and then liked his own tweet. And I'm like, given what I just said, what makes you think that is going to bother me? And he called me a beta male again and liked his own tweet, and I said, I don't know, maybe ask the guy who's liking his own tweet. And then he never responded
An
again.
idiot.
I think I even
And
said, like, if I'm the beta male, why are you liking your own tweet? You can't find anyone else to like you? And that, I think, is what made him stop responding.
I mean, most of those things are just people completely misunderstanding or falling for stuff. Like, Flat Earthers is mostly people that started with someone misunderstanding a fucking nautical map. That was round. Or, that was, the Earth, but flat, because it was meant to show length.
Well, most
And,
conspiracies in general
means
and stuff like that
true.
is based on people not understanding it, and
Yeah.
no amount of explanation will change their mind because they already decided they're right. Because they don't
Yeah,
understand
the whole
what they're looking at.
The whole anti-vaxxer thing was started in the UK by a guy who was trying to scam people into using his vaccines that were more expensive.
It's also, well, at least it started as a left-wing conspiracy theory, one of the rare left-wing ones. Because I do know Jim Carrey is a promoter of that theory, but then he got co-opted by the alt-right with COVID.
Yeah.
And I actually knew a guy who fell for that stuff and said vaccines cause autism, and I was like, buddy, I'm autistic. And no amount of
like-
explanation would change his mind. I kept trying to tell him it's a fucking genetic disorder. The only way to have autism is to be born with it. There is no other way to have it. You cannot get it from
Right.
any other method. You have to be born with it.
But yeah, basically the way the guy's scam was I think it was the mumps rubella vaccine specifically. He was saying that it causes autism because he was accidentally correlating the fact that autism symptoms usually appear in children that are like 2 with the fact that they also got vaccinated at the same time.
Also, the
And this
ironic
is
thing
why
is
critical
many of the
thinking
people
is
who spread
very
that
important.
theory that vaccines cause autism, they're vaccinated because their parents vaccinated them.
Yeah. Yeah, the entire point of him trying to do that scam was to get people to use his separate mumps and separate rubella vaccines that were like double the price of just getting the single vaccine.
Of course.
Which he
most
made
of
with
these
the guy
theories-
who believed. He made it with the guy who believed that he had the cure to cancer. His belief that the cure to cancer was his own bone marrow.
What?
He thought his own bone marrow was the cure to cancer.
You have a finite amount of
And his
it.
fucking name was spelled wrong in the patent for the vaccines.
Nice.
That's just so like him.
Also, no, you don't have a finite amount of bone marrow.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know much about bone marrow other than extracting it fucking hurts.
Bone marrow is what creates red blood cells.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as well as that, the reasoning for it causing autism is that somehow the mumps rubella vaccine gets stuck in your stomach, which then when you eat bread somehow causes that bread to turn into morphine,
What?
which goes to the brain and makes them child autistic.
Okay, so there is
Okay,
some
we're done, Bobby.
science
You can stop now.
behind.
All done?
Okay.
Alright.
There is some science that is being looked into right now because it actually does have a lot of truth behind it, where autism develops in utero due to a change in the microbiome of a fetus's gut. And the change in that microbiome is what causes the change in the wiring of the brain. So there is some science there. But what the fuck?
Yeah. Wait, what? So yeah, note, if you've been very vaccinated recently and want some free morphine, just start chowing down on bread.
I do like me some bread.
And I love bread. So, like,
Well, I hope you're ready for a morphine overdose.
There we go.
Yeah, like, all of those are just from people completely misunderstanding information or just making it the fuck up.
I like that one meme that was like right-wing theories or right-wing arguments. What's your source? I made it up. Left-wing arguments. What's your source? Right here, and he has a PhD. The guy with a PhD. I made it up.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Check teammates' surroundings before super jumping. That's actually good advice, yeah. I'm gonna fresh that.
Yeah.
That's why I never super jump to someone who's on the front lines.
I
will
always super
only
jump to
ever
whoever
jump
is
to
furthest
someone-
away.
Yep, same. Because they're the
Yeah.
most likely one to be safe.
I mean, you can super jump to the guy on the front lines, but that might go very well.
You won't be on the
I
front
have
lines for
done
very
that
long,
and
and neither will
saved their
you.
ass before.
Alright. Thank you guys for joining.
I usually only do that if I'm using a aerospray, though. Because then I want to be in the front lines.
Thank you guys for joining me. Next week is Quake
Yeah.
2, so make sure you get
I'll
that. It
definitely
has
be there for
crossplay.
that.
Doesn't matter which version you get.
Oh my god.
That's-
That'd be
Someone's
sick.
post here. Do you remember from the Powerpuff Girls? I think she was a ginger who had like a gold crown?
Is the person's name Miss ZZ?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see her. That's Princess. Jennifer Hale, by the way.
god. Really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, one of the less common recurring villains on Powerpuff Girls. Because she
This
bought her
unlocked, like,
superpowers.
so many memories of watching Powerpuff Girls before school and whatnot.
Hey, I'm so glad that Cartoon Network rebooted the Powerpuff Girls. I sure do hope that the writer of it doesn't insert himself into the show as Blossom's love interest despite the fact that she's in kindergarten. That would be so weird. They would never do that, would they?
Be very weird.
Also referencing
the,
memes 10 years after the fact.
I love
Well,
Powerpuff Girls Reboot 1 that failed after like an episode, and Powerpuff Girls Reboot 2 literally didn't even come out because of how bad the leaked script was.
Oh, is that the live-action CW one that a lot of
Yeah,
people
that was
weren't
the
happy
live
with?
action, like, adult one.
So,
Like, by literal adult, I mean literally, like, 18 plus.
what is worse? The CW adaptation or the Netflix adaptation? Of any show, what is worse?
I don't know.
Okay, Netflix adaptations brought us The Witcher and Castlevania.
They also brought us
True.
Death Note.
And One Piece.
Okay, but the One Piece show or movie, whatever it is,
It's a show.
actually doesn't look terrible.
Okay, Cowboy Bebop.
Ghost in the Shell.
That wasn't Netflix.
That wasn't Netflix?
No, that was an actual movie. That came out in theaters.
Yeah.
Has the CW ever had anything good, though? Supernatural, at least for the first few seasons. It was
First
actually
5
really good.
seasons were great. And then after,
Well-
I think, the 6th season, it was just shit.
I mean,
Other than the Scooby-Doo
Supernatural's
episode.
funny because
That was brilliant.
Supernatural's funny because in the question of has W anything good, answer is Supernatural, but Supernatural is also simultaneously like one of the worst.
It got
Yeah.
worse. Well, okay, yeah, okay, that's fair, Bell. Supernatural is not an adaptation. I misunderstood the question.
I think we all kind of misunderstood that one.
Well, I've heard Green Arrow is pretty decent.
I
Doesn't it
haven't.
I think.
Doesn't that have the guy who was like, I don't support this?
Guy, what?
That one guy who was very outspoken about being like, oh, I don't support the SAG-AFTRA and writer strikes.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
One,
Like, there's the current
Oh.
writer and actor strike going on, and Dennis was saying I think
Yeah.
one of the guys, or he thinks one of the guys
Yeah,
who
one
worked
of the
on Green
actors,
Arrow doesn't
uh,
support the
yeah,
strikes.
Stephen Amell was who starring role in the Arrow, like, made like a post like a week ago that was like, I don't support the strikes.
I never
then
saw it,
guy-
so I would not
and then-
know if that's him.
And then got an earful from like everybody who was like, "You're so stupid, you scab," because then he said that and started promoting like the new thing he's working on. Now he's on the picket lines. Probably not choice. His publicist probably was like, "You dummy, you're going to get kicked out of the guild, so get on the picket line and retract those statements."
Yeah.
Well, when I think
Yeah.
of terrible CW adaptations, I think of Riverdale. I've talked about this before. The character assassination of Jughead is unforgivable. Because
Yeah.
Archie as a comic is the most white bread fucking comic you can possibly read. However, the whole point of Jughead is the only thing he loves is food. And on Riverdale, he is the horniest character on the show.
They destroyed him.
They absolutely did, because he literally would never even consider sex, because if a woman was flirting with him, he would be too busy eating a sandwich to notice. And honestly, mood.
Well,
Okay, but that is the end of stream. Yeah, thank you guys for joining. Meet back next week for Quake 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Well,
to reiterate, Quake 2 will probably be open for anyone to join. Hopefully we don't have a repeat of last time.
Yeah, keep it on a... Yeah, make sure it's join code, though, not any randoms.
Yeah, because last time
Or
when we
maybe-
streamed Quake, we had a guy come in who... We actually didn't think there was anything wrong with him until he said with TTS shit cunts and then left.
Yeah,
It was so weird because we were actually having a good time, so I don't know what his problem was.
I don't know either.
Well, like,
Yeah, if there's any way to have it as a join code, maybe have the and like a hidden join code, maybe have it just put it in the Discord instead of on stream.
yeah, I'll just have to make sure that I keep the code hidden. Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm gonna join my private call. Thank you guys for joining. I will see you next week. Well,
Yeah, see you later.
See ya.
okay. So that is all for tonight's stream. Let me plug my socials real quick. If you want to hang out after stream, a lot of improper pronunciation tonight. I have a Discord. If you want to keep up with my bullshit and other updates, I have a Twitter. And if you ever miss a stream, I have a VOD channel on YouTube. What else? I will be back tomorrow with Skatebird. We're doing a bad game night. So, Skatebird's got some updates since I last played it, so I don't know if it's still a bad game. We shall see. And I'll post my new schedule on Monday. I will say, next Sunday, I'm going to be doing a challenge. Not really a challenge, just a special stream. Excuse me. Where I will stream Donkey Kong Country, and every time I swear, I have to eat a ghost pepper chip. So, let's see. Foul! Ghost peppers are too hot for me. I love spicy food, yeah, but it still hurts. And keep in mind, I have to play Donkey Kong Country. I'm not going to let myself drink milk or eat bread or something. I have to deal with the pain while playing one of the hardest 2D platformers on SNES. I have to put so much willpower into just hiding the pain so I can play the game. So it's basically going to be a never-ending cycle. I might actually end up finishing the bag.
Okay.
Exactly. I'm in a little bit of trouble picking out a raid target here. Let me see. Ugh. Throat's fucked up. Well, there is always Miss Sharp Teeth. Or actually, you know, Vapor is streaming. We can go from Splatoon to Splatoon. Let's do that. I mean, Bao, I might be fine offline, or on stream, but I won't be fine the next day. I'll tell you that much. So we're going to be raiding Vapor Bobble tonight. Oh, wonderful Vapor Bobble. Anyways, if you want to join in on the raid message will be posted in a moment. You know the drill. You can use whatever emotes you want. You can use my emotes, your emotes, someone else's emotes, as long as you copy the raid message. That is all I really care about. We're basically going to have a repeat. Oh, you know what? That's a good point. In fact, Zeno, they are on Team Love. Unfortunately, I do not have any heart emotes yet. I should fix that at some point. But we'll do Team Love Raid. That'll be the raid message. Sorry. Team Love Raid. If you have heart emotes, please use them if you can. I do not have any, unfortunately, so I cannot do that myself. I don't want to make my raid message be someone else's emotes, but if you want to use someone else's emotes, I would highly recommend hearts. I suppose I could use the Twitch Global purple. Yeah, whatever. Next week's streams are going to be mostly a repeat of this past week, so it'll be Faith on Monday, Resident Evil on Tuesday, and Fuga on Wednesday. We're probably going to be stuck with Resident Evil and Fuga for a while. So, get used to them. But, I'm going to send you all over to Vapor Bobble. They, them pronouns, please. Just keep that in mind. And I will see you all tomorrow with Skatebird. Good night.